Chapter 222. The Successor Candidate, Dragon Castle. Let's go. Chang Chuanshan did not have the face to stay here. He was an elder of the second step Yuan spirit realm, yet he was bullied to this extent. Wait, who allowed you to leave like this? You want to leave without giving me an explanation? Chang Chuanshan and his son wanted to leave, but Zi Xintong did not want to let them go so easily. Zi Xintong, I know you're a true disciple, but don't go too far. Chang Chuanshan said angrily. Going too far? Who's the one who's going too far? Zi Xintong sneered. Yang Hanwu has already agreed to concoct pills for me, so he's my alchemist. You threatened to cripple Yang Hanwu's cultivation, break his limbs, and kick him out of Tianyi Academy. You're slapping my face. Moreover, you just said that you're going to kill me too. Am I going too far? Fine. Today, I'll have a taste of your skills, Marshal Nisi. Chang Chuanshan was furious. He had already taken a step back, but Zi Xintong still did not know what was good for her and still wanted to force him to make a move. After saying that, Chang Chuanshan stepped forward. In that case, let's go to the life and death arena. I also want to see the strength of a second step Yuan spirit realm elder. Zi Xintong was not worried at all. Although she was only a first step Yuan spirit realm, she was not afraid of Chang Chuanshan, who was a second step Yuan spirit realm elder. Instead, she proposed to go to the life and death arena. Chang Chuanshan's face changed when he heard that. If it was a normal spar, it would not be a big deal. After all, the other party was an elite among the true disciples. There was nothing to be ashamed of. But now, Zi Xintong proposed to go to the life and death arena. There was no victory or defeat on the life and death arena, only life and death. If the winner let you go, it would be fine, but if the winner did not, then the result would be different. There would be no problem even if the winner killed you. Zi Xintong dared to propose to go to the life and death arena. Could it be that she was confident of winning? He looked at Zi Xintong with a complicated expression. He didn't want to fight her on the life and death arena. It would be fine if he won, as long as he didn't kill her. Once he killed her, the people behind her wouldn't let him go. However, if he failed, he would be killed by her. Swallowing hard, Chang Chuanshan said, Marshal Nisi, there's no need to fight to the death, right? Are you afraid? Zi Xintong asked. Afraid? I'm not afraid. I'm an elder at the second step of the primordial spirit realm, while you're only at the first step of the primordial spirit realm. I'm just worried that I won't be able to hold back and end up injuring you, Chang Chuanshan said. It doesn't matter. It's a matter of life and death. Even if I die in your hands, it's not a big deal. It's just that I'm not as strong as you. I asked for it. Zi Xintong was unmoved. Her tone was indifferent. The calmer Zi Xintong was, the more worried Chang Chuanshan became. At this moment, he was stuck between a rock and a hard place. He could neither fight nor not fight. He was in a dilemma. At this moment, he hated his son Chang Long Castle to the bone. He even wanted to kill him. Why did that bastard provoke Zi Xintong? She was definitely not going to let him go. Please. Zi Xintong stretched out her hand and made an inviting gesture. Everyone present was shocked. Zi Xintong was so strong. She actually dared to challenge an elder at the second step of the primordial spirit realm. As an elder, Chang Chuanshan was afraid and didn't even dare to accept the challenge. What was domineering? This was domineering. Marshal Nisi, where it's possible to make mistakes, one should be lenient. At this moment, a voice came from a house far away. The voice was extremely deep, as if it was transmitted from 1,000 miles away. It was shocking. This is Elder Li's voice. God, Elder Li, one of the 3 great elders of the inner yard, actually came out. I didn't expect Chang Long Castle's backer to be so powerful. It's actually Elder Li Chuansher, one of the 3 great elders of the inner yard. Although Elder Li Chuansher's strength is only at the 3rd step of the primordial spirit realm, his combat strength is comparable to that of a 4th step primordial spirit realm expert. This is going to be interesting. I wonder what Senior Zi will do. Will she give in? Everyone present looked at Zi Xintong, wanting to know what choice she would make. Would she give up on Yang Hongwu? After all, although Yang Hongwu was a genius, he had not yet matured. It was not a wise choice to go against one of the three great elders of the inner yard for such an ordinary disciple. Zi Xintong's face changed slightly. This person was Li Chuanshi, who was at the third step of the primordial spirit realm. If he intervened, Zi Xintong was no match for him. However, she was unwilling to let Chang Chuanshan go so easily. After all, he had threatened to kill her. As a true disciple, and one of the best among the true disciples, which one of them wasn't proud and arrogant? After being insulted, if one didn't retaliate and take revenge, it would be difficult to swallow this anger. If one's thoughts were not clear, it would be detrimental to one's cultivation. I can give martial unclely face and not enter the life and death ring. However, the father and son must pay the price for their actions just now. Zi Xintong said, "All right, I agree on their behalf. Martial nephew, what do you need?" Li Chuanshi said. Regarding this, Li Chuanshi was also helpless. Zi Xintong was a true disciple. Moreover, she wasn't an ordinary true disciple. Li Chuanshi was one of the three great elders of the inner courtyard. His strength and status were very high, and he was much stronger than Zi Xintong. He didn't put ordinary true disciples in his eyes, but Zi Xintong was different. Chang Chuanshan was the descendant of that person, and he was indebted to him. If it wasn't for that, Li Chuanshi wouldn't want to go against Zi Xintong because of Chang Chuanshan. Zi Xintong rolled her eyes and said, "Since Marshal Uncle Li said so, then I won't be polite. There are two things that I can't get right now, the longevity pond water and the divine flame purple golden iron. I won't be greedy for either of these two things." Li Chuanshi almost vomited blood when he heard this. Mother of asterisk her, this is called not greedy? Or the longevity pond water and the divine flame purple golden iron. They were more precious than a heaven tool. Is this not being greedy? This is simply asking for an exorbitant price. Martial nephew, aren't you making a fuss over a minor issue by asking for these things for an ordinary student? Li Chuanshi said, making a fuss over a minor issue. Zi Xintong sneered and said, "Let's not talk about the matter of Chang Chuanshan and Elder Chang trying to kill me. Let's talk about junior brother Yang Hanwu. Do you know that junior brother Yang is a 7th grade talent, and he is also a 6th grade alchemist who can refine perfect top grade pills? Such a monstrous genius can become the holy son of our Tianyi Academy. You say, this is a trivial matter, and you call it making a fuss over a minor issue? Holy son candidate." Li Chuanshi's complexion greatly changed. This was not a joke. Such a monstrous genius was definitely the focus of attention of the academy. A 7th grade talent was nothing. It was not qualified to be a candidate for the successor of the Holy Sun. But such a young 6th grade alchemist who could refine perfect top grade pills, he was definitely qualified to be a candidate for the successor of the Holy Sun. Chapter 2:23. A lion's demand. Since the two of them were talking telepathically, no one else could hear them. The news of the candidate of the successor disciple was too shocking. Before Yang Hanwu matured, the news could not be spread. Of course, Zi Xintong was just bluffing. Although Yang Hanwu's performance was not bad, he had not yet caught the attention of those old guys. It was still too early for him to become a candidate of the successor disciple. At the very least, Yang Hanwu had to wait until he reached the Xian embryo realm. After all, the Purple Mansion realm was too weak to reach that level. However, the candidate of the successor disciple was something that ordinary elders, even the inner court elders, did not know about. It was the core of the Tianyi Academy. Only the true elders and some true disciples who were qualified to become a candidate of the successor disciple were qualified to know about it. A candidate for the successor of the Holy Sun. Only those who had reached the level of a true disciple could truly become a candidate for the successor of the Holy Sun. However, those who had outstanding talent would be specially followed by the elders when they entered the academy. Once they truly matured and met the requirements, they would truly become a candidate for the successor of the Holy Sun. All right, I agree to your conditions. Li Chuanshi knew a thing or two about the Holy Sun. These things were very secretive, and only the true upper echelons of the academy were qualified to know about them. Li Chuanshi's strength was comparable to that of an ordinary primordial spirit realm 4th step cultivator, so he knew a little about them. He knew about Zi Xintong's identity. Zi Xintong was a true disciple who was most likely to become a candidate of the successor disciple. With her status, she did not need to lie, and it was impossible for her to lie. Therefore, he did not doubt Zi Xintong's words. He knew very well what it meant to be a candidate of the successor disciple. The successor disciple was the candidate of the leader of the Tianyi Academy. Once one reached the third step primordial spirit realm, he would become the vice leader of the Tianyi Academy. After reaching the fourth step primordial spirit realm, he would become the leader of the academy. They were the ones who were truly omnipotent and had great power. Although he was also at the third step primordial spirit realm and could even contend against an ordinary fourth step primordial spirit realm expert, he was nothing in front of the leader. The leader of the academy was the one who truly controlled the life and death of everyone in the academy. No one, including the true elders, could go against the will of the leader. The leader of the academy represented the will of the entire Tianyi Academy. In the Celestial Academy, the leader was the true ruler. If he wanted someone to live, they would live. If he wanted someone to die, they would die. If he could use a drop of longevity pond water and a piece of divine flame purple gold iron to form a relationship with the future leader, it would be worth it. Zi Xintong was surprised. Who would have thought that he would actually agree? That was the water of the longevity pond and the divine flame purple gold iron. These were not ordinary things. These things were things that even true disciples and true elders did not have. If these things were placed in front of true elders, they would crazily fight for them. You really agreed? You're not joking? Zi Xintong asked suspiciously. Don't worry, Marshal Niece Zi. Although I Li Chuanshi am only an inner courtyard elder, I still have this bit of credibility. Since I have agreed to it, it is naturally true. Li Chuanshi thought that she was worried that he was lying, so he explained. Although he was doubted, Li Chuanshi wasn't angry. If it was someone else, Li Chuanshi would definitely teach them a lesson, but Zi Xintong was different. If that's the case, I will thank Marshal Uncle Li first. Zi Xintong took a deep breath and said, You're treating me as an outsider. Besides, this is what you deserve. Chang Chuanshin and his son reaped what they sowed. They thought that they were invincible after breaking through to the second step of the primordial spirit layer. Such people are too unscrupulous. I think that if you don't perform well, you don't need to be an outer courtyard elder anymore. Since he had already bought a favor, why not buy another favor? Although the person behind Chang Chuanshin was also very strong, he had already left the Celestial Academy for many years. No one knew whether he was still alive or not. Besides, even if he was still alive, there was nothing to say about what he had done. Therefore, Li Chuanshi was not worried. After saying that, Li Chuanshi said to Chang Chuanshin, Chang Chuanshin, Marshal Niece Zi has already agreed to let you go. However, after all, you are disrespectful to Marshal Niece Zi first. You are in the wrong. As long as you can give me two things, Marshal Niece Zi will forgive you. What things? Chang Chuanshin and Chang Longbao were a little unhappy. They thought to themselves, Li Chuanshi is a third-step primordial spirit layer and one of the three great elders of the inner courtyard. His strength is comparable to that of a fourth-step primordial spirit layer. No matter how strong Zi Xintong is, she can't be your opponent. Now you are saying that you want me to compensate? What fault is it? What disrespect was first? This is pure nonsense. However, although they were unhappy, there was nothing they could do. Now, in the Tianyi Academy, their biggest backer was Li Chuanshi. If Li Chuanshi did not intervene in this matter, it would be a problem whether they could survive. In the Tianyi Academy, if a warrior of a lower realm challenged an elder of a higher realm, the elder basically had no possibility of refusing. Once rejected, his reputation and status would plummet. It would be impossible for him to continue to be an outer courtyard elder. For someone like Chang Chuanshin, if his reputation plummeted and he could no longer keep his position as an outer courtyard elder, it would be too shameful. He would no longer be able to enjoy all the benefits in the academy. Chang Chuanshin did not want to see this happen. If that was the case, it would be better to kill him. Therefore, he had to agree to this matter even if he was unwilling. the water of the longevity pond, and the divine flame, purple gold iron. Li Chuanchi said. Hearing Li Chuanchi's words, Chang Chuanxin was shocked. He thought that he had misheard and asked, Senior brother Li, I didn't mishear, right? You didn't just say the water of the longevity pond and in the divine flame, purple gold iron? The water of the longevity pond was very precious. The same was true for the divine flame, purple gold iron. Both of them were very precious. The value of these things was much more precious than ordinary celestial weapons. It was almost harder to find these two things than to reach the heavens. Even if there was an auction, the price to buy these things would definitely be huge. This was a huge sum of money. It was likely that half of the Chang family's fortune would not be enough to get these two things. Misheard? No, you didn't mishear. It is indeed the water of the longevity pond and the divine flame, purple gold iron. Li Chuanchi said, I advise you to do this matter well. Don't talk too much. Otherwise, I won't be able to protect you. At this moment, Chang Chuanxin's face had turned into the color of pig liver. What did he mean by that? How could he offend Zi Xintong and Yang Hongwu, the two adulterers? The water of the longevity pond and the divine flame, purple gold iron. This was simply asking for his life. Hateful, too hateful. Chang Chuanxin's heart was filled with anger and resentment. If his eyes could kill, he would definitely kill Yang Hongwu and Zi Xintong with his eyes. Chapter 2:24. Compensation, but, Senior Li, the longevity pond's water and the divine flame, purple golden iron, are too precious. I have no way to get them. Chang Chuanxin said, Marshal Niece Zi, can you exchange them for two things? How about 10,000 top-grade spirit stones? 10,000 top-grade spirit stones was not a small number. Note, it was top-grade spirit stones. This made Yang Hongwu somewhat tempted. However, the longevity pond's water and the divine flame, purple golden iron, were more attractive to Yang Hongwu. Zi Xintong saw the look in Yang Hongwu's eyes and said, No, although top-grade spirit stones are good, it's not something I need. You can give me one of the two things, plus 5,000 top-grade spirit stones. This is the biggest concession I can make. Otherwise, you can wait for my revenge on the Chang clan. Threat. This was a naked threat, but Chang Chuanxin had no way to deal with it. But let the other party be strong while he was weak. If he didn't give it to her, he would be destroyed. There was no other choice. Chang Chuanxin could only agree in humiliation. Fine. Chang Chuanxin almost gritted his teeth and agreed. His heart was bleeding. Senior Li, Marshal Niece Zi, can we go now? Yes, Zi Xintong said in a light tone. When Chang Chuanxin and Chang Longbao left, Chang Chuanxin glanced at Yang Hongwu. The killing intent in his eyes was very subtle. At this time, he hated Yang Hongwu to the bone. He couldn't deal with Zi Xintong because she was a pro-disciple, her strength was not bad, and the forces behind her were not easy to deal with. But Yang Hongwu was different, his strength was not that good. So what if he was a 6th-grade alchemist? After he killed him, what could Zi Xintong say? It would make things difficult for him for an ordinary disciple, let alone a dead, ordinary disciple. Yang Hongwu's senses were very sharp. He could clearly sense Chang Chuanxin's killing intent. He could not help but laugh in his heart. This time he had been targeted. Being targeted by an outer yard elder who was at the 2nd step of the primordial spirit realm was not a good thing. After all, the difference in strength was too great. If he were to meet Chang Chuanxin alone, he would not be able to fight back at all. It seemed like he had to think of a way to refine a major shift talisman. It would be difficult for a major shift talisman to be effective against a 2nd step primordial spirit realm expert. Hence, he could only use a major shift talisman. Therefore, the matter of the greater teleportation talisman was imperative. However, he was only a 5th-grade talisman master. It was quite difficult for him to refine a great shift talisman, especially when he did not have the materials. He could not refine a large number of them. However, it was fortunate that he had a lot of credits on hand. After exchanging 60,000 credits for a celestial artifact with Zheng Qiushuang, he still had 10,000 credits left. This 10,000 credits could be used to exchange for some materials for paper talismans. He did not have much talisman jade left. Of course, he could not use it as a material for experiments. Junior brother Yang, you have to be careful. Although Chang Chuanshen and his son did not dare to do anything to you on the surface due to my deterrence, I am afraid that they have a lot of tricks up their sleeves. I can't protect you all the time. Here is a jade talisman. Once you're in danger, crush the jade talisman, and I will be there immediately. After Chang Chuanshen and his son left, Zi Xintong took out a jade talisman and handed it to Yang Hongwu. Thank you. Yang Hongwu did not stand on ceremony. He thanked Zi Xintong and took the jade talisman. In case he encountered a threat that he could not deal with, it was a good choice to ask Zi Xintong for help. Anyway, he and Zi Xintong were in a cooperative relationship. Therefore, Yang Hongwu accepted the jade talisman with a clear conscience. After Zi Xintong and the others left, Yang Hongwu and Ran Shaoling entered Zi Xintong's mansion. I'm sorry, I didn't expect to bring you so much trouble. Ran Shaoling smiled bitterly. If she had known this would happen, she would not have asked Yang Hongwu to come to her mansion. This time, she had caused a lot of trouble for Yang Hongwu. Looking at the attitude of Chang Chuanshen and Changlong Castle, she knew that they would definitely not let this matter go. Although Zi Xintong was involved, it was easy to dodge a spear in the open, but difficult to guard against a stab in the dark. Chang Chuanshen was not a straightforward person. Everyone knew this. It was normal for people like him to stab people in the back. Therefore, Chang Chuanshen was not very popular in the university. However, they could not do anything to him. After all, he was an outer court elder of the university. If it was not too excessive, the university's higher-ups would not casually deal with an outer court elder. It's none of your business. It's that idiot Chang Chuanshen who is too hateful. Yang Hongwu did not blame Ran Shaoling. He had shown off his ability, and these things would have happened sooner or later. It was just a little bit earlier. Before this, didn't he already provoke the first pavilion and wish-fulfilling pill pavilion? There was no need to worry about debts. Anyway, it was all the same. Moreover, I have a lot of enemies. It doesn't matter if I have more or less of them. Ran Shaoling said, in short, it's all my fault. If I hadn't asked you to come here, none of this would have happened. You have helped me a lot and can be said to be my great benefactor, but I have caused you so much trouble. I really feel sorry for it. Ran Shaoling blamed herself in her heart. However, junior brother Yang, don't worry. I won't watch you get hurt. If anyone wants to hurt you, they will have to step over my dead body first. Senior sister, you don't have to be like this. I won't die so easily. Senior sister, don't forget that I am a level 6 alchemist and a level 7 martial artist. Although my cultivation is only at the 4th level of the Purple Mansion realm. As long as I am willing, I can quickly break through and enter the mysterious embryo realm. In addition, I have a lot of trump cards, so senior sister doesn't have to worry too much. Cultivating well is the most important thing. Moreover, if I encounter difficulties in the future and need senior sister's help, if senior sister doesn't have enough strength, it will be a big problem, Yang Hongwu said. Junior brother, don't worry. I will definitely cultivate well. Ran Shaoling thought about it and agreed. Her strength was still too weak. If she could reach the 2nd step of the primordial spirit realm, then today's matter would not be so passive. Only with enough strength would one have a right to speak. Without enough strength, everything was just empty talk. By the way, senior sister, why did you ask me to come here this time? Yang Hongwu looked at Ran Shaoling and asked. I almost forgot. Upon hearing this, Ran Shaoling remembered the reason why she asked Yang Hongwu to come here. It was to thank him and give him something as a reward. Junior brother, wait for a moment. I will go and get it for you now. The thing that Ran Shaoling wanted to give to Yang Hongwu was something that was passed down by Ran Shaoling's ancestors. It was said that it was only effective for alchemists. Moreover, it had to be a level 6 alchemist. Although the Ran family had produced alchemists and had the inheritance of alchemists, there had not been a level 6 alchemist since that Elixir King. In the past few hundred years, even a level 5 alchemist had not appeared. Chapter 225. Chapter 225 Treasure Selection. A moment later, Ran Shaoling took out something. It was a very ancient box with ancient patterns and symbols carved on it. It looked extremely mysterious. That box was not simple, and the thing inside the box was even more precious. Junior brother Yang, please accept this. My ancestor was an alchemist. This thing may be of some help to you. Ran Shaoling handed the box over to Yang Hanwu. When Yang Hanwu heard this, he was shocked and hurriedly said, "How can this be? Since this is something left behind by your ancestors, it is really inappropriate to give it to me. Since it was something passed down from their ancestors, it was a family heirloom. How could he casually take it?" Therefore, Yang Hanwu directly refused. Junior brother, don't decline. Ran Shaoling already knew that Yang Hanwu would say this, and said, "The things inside this box have been passed down for many years, and only a genius alchemist can open it. My Ran family has been guarding this box for far too long, and we have never been able to open it and obtain the secrets inside. I believe that giving it to Junior brother is the best choice." Yang Hongwu was curious, but it didn't seem appropriate to accept it. "Junior brother, don't refuse anymore," Ran Shaoling said. "This box is completely useless in my hands. It's really a treasure that has been covered in dust. I hope that Junior brother can let it see the light of day again. If Junior brother can obtain the inheritance within it and not be stingy in imparting it, I will be extremely grateful." Ran Shaoling knew that this junior brother of hers, Yang Hanwu, didn't want to take advantage of her, so he came up with this idea. "All right, wait for me to unravel this secret. Then I will give it to senior sister." Yang Hanwu nodded. Everyone had curiosity, and Yang Hanwu was no exception. If he could obtain the method of alchemy and improve his alchemy skills, it would naturally be best. After putting away the box, Yang Hanwu was in a hurry. It was time for him to go look for Zheng Qiushuang. She had advanced triumphantly in the past few days, and now she had already killed her way into the inner court. However, the credits obtained in this way were still far from what he had earned. Of course, this was also a great help to Zheng Qiushuang. Originally, Zheng Qiushuang was very strong, but she was seriously lacking in combat experience. In the past few days, her combat experience had increased rapidly. He returned to the courtyard. Zheng Qiushuang was cultivating. When Yang Hongwu entered the courtyard, she felt it. "Husband, you're back." Zheng Qiushuang had a sweet smile on her face. Her cultivation had already reached the peak of the 9th level of the arcane embryo realm. She was just a hair away from breaking through and entering the 10th level of the arcane embryo realm. Such a cultivation speed was truly shocking. One had to know that she had only entered the 9th level of the mystic embryo stage not long ago. Of course, compared to Yang Hongwu, there was still a huge gap. Yang Hongwu might not have broken through to the 5th level of the Purple Mansion realm yet, but he was close. As long as Yang Hongwu was willing, he could break through at any time. Right now, Yang Hongwu just wanted to let nature take its course. There was no need to be too anxious. For Yang Hongwu, breaking through one level wouldn't be of much help unless he directly entered the arcane embryo realm. Only then would there be a huge change. Rather than forcefully breaking through, it was better to take it slow and let nature take its course. "Well, let me tell you a piece of good news. I've already settled the matter of the credits." Yang Hongwu smiled and said, "These few days I've been busy refining pills and auctioning pills, so I didn't give them to you. Take these pills." Yang Hongwu took out the complexion nourishing pill and the bloodline purification pill and gave them to Zheng Qiushuang. These pills would be of great help to her. On the other hand, Yang Hongwu also took out a golden essence pill. This golden essence pill was a half step into the 6th level pill. Although it wasn't at the 6th level, it was close. It could strengthen one's vitality and consolidate one's cultivation after breaking through. More importantly, Yang Hongwu added a drop of purple blood toad's blood essence. The effect of the purple blood toad's blood essence was amazing. It could increase one's lifespan and replenish one's blood essence. It was something that could only be found by chance. Although it wasn't as good as the longevity pool, it was still very impressive. The 3 pills were all perfect supreme grade pills. They were all 5th grade pills. Zheng Qiushuang knew that Yang Hongwu was an alchemist, but she didn't expect that the pills he refined would have reached this level. "Husband, I don't want these pills." "Husband, your cultivation is too weak. You need to break through as soon as possible." In half a year, no, in 5 months, you still have to fight with Zetion. I know Zetion's talent and strength the best. Although you stole the soul-devouring bone spear from Zetion that day, in reality, Zetion was only a clone. Originally, Zhang Qiushuang didn't want to hurt Yang Hongwu's confidence, but she still said it. She wanted Yang Hongwu to work harder in his cultivation. There was less than half a year left, and Yang Hongwu's cultivation hadn't increased by much. If it continued like this, then he wouldn't have any chance of winning at the Genius Convention in half a year. Yang Hongwu said, I refined this pill especially for you. Take it. If I need more pills, I can continue to refine them. Right now, your cultivation has reached the peak of the 9th level of the arcane embryo realm. You're only 1 step away from the 10th level. This pill will help you break through. Also, here's a beauty-nourishing pill. This pill was also specially prepared for you. Don't tell me you don't like it. Beauty-nourishing pill? Husband, is what you're saying true? When Zhang Qiushuang heard this, her eyes widened. She grabbed the porcelain bottle containing the beauty-nourishing pill and opened it. Inside was a pill as white as jade. This made Zhang Qiushuang very excited. Beauty-nourishing pill. Which woman wouldn't like such a pill? Zhang Qiushuang was also a woman, so she naturally liked it. Of course it's true. Would I lie to you? As for the other 2 pills, one is a bloodline purification pill, and the other is a golden essence pill. These 3 pills will allow you to break through to Mystic Embryo Realm Level 10 and stabilize your cultivation at Mystic Embryo Realm Level 10. Yang Hongwu said, All right, Shuang, just properly refine these pills for the next few days. As for my matters, you don't need to worry. Thank you, husband. Zhang Qiushuang was extremely excited. She hugged Yang Hongwu and kissed him on the cheek. The happiness on her face was difficult to conceal. Just a verbal thank you? Yang Hongwu said with a smile that wasn't a smile. Love me. Zhang Qiushuang's face was slightly red, but she still said this. Yang Hongwu carried Zhang Qiushuang in a princess carry and walked into the room. Not long after, a seductive sound came from the room. It was a performance of the world's most moving and most primitive ballad. The next day, the 2 of them were in high spirits. The 2 of them rushed to the General Affairs office. They went to the logistics treasury to exchange for the weapons they needed. Now that they had enough credits, they wouldn't be like before, looking here and there and still being hesitant. How about this? Yang Hongwu pointed at a heaven artifact in the box. It was a treasured sword that looked like the moon in autumn, the moon treasured sword. It was just right for Zhang Qiushuang's extreme physique. This treasured sword seemed to be tailor-made for her. Chapter 226. Restriction breaking pill 60,000 academic credits. After exchanging for the lunar treasured sword for Zhang Qiushuang, Yang Hongwu had no more academic credits left. He originally wanted to exchange for some talisman crafting materials, but he had no other choice. Therefore, after exchanging for the lunar treasured sword, he left the treasury. Without academic credits to exchange, there was nothing he could do. Looking at the treasures in front of him, he could only sigh. After returning to the mansion, Zhang Qiushuang was busy cultivating and refining the lunar treasured sword. Yang Hongwu took out the box that Ran Shaolin gave him. The runes on the box were some kind of restriction. It was not easy to open. After studying it for a while, Yang Hongwu had no clue. The secret of the box and the runes on it were not easy to crack. Yang Hongwu missed Hua Qianxue. If she was awake, she would definitely be able to give him some advice. Right? Yang Hongwu thought of another person. No, it was a mouse. It was the illusory cloud mouse. This guy had lived for who knows how long. It should be able to recognize some of the runes on the box. Therefore, Yang Hongwu shamelessly took the illusory cloud mouse out of the 9 heavens' mysterious tower and threw it on the ground. The illusory cloud Rat had been sleeping and cultivating. It had not expected that the immortal energy would disappear all of a sudden, and it would be heavily smashed. It was instantly enraged and wanted to scold Yang Hongwu. However, when it saw the unfriendly look in Yang Hongwu's eyes, it stopped. Master, why are you looking for this little one? The illusory cloud mouse put on a flattering expression. The long whiskers on both sides of its mouth were constantly trembling. Of course, I called you out because I have something to ask you. If there's nothing else, I'll get you out. Do you think you're good looking? Yang Hongwu rolled his eyes and said, Yes, yes, yes. Master, if you have any orders, this little one will definitely help you. I guarantee you'll be satisfied. Although the illusionary cloud rat was unhappy, it didn't dare to show it. It was his battle pet, and it also wanted to enter the immortal tower to cultivate. Cultivating in the immortal tower space was much faster than cultivating outside, and it was much faster than cultivating in the battle pet space. Stop flattering me. Look at the box. Do you recognize the runes on it? Can you break it? Yang Hongwu asked. The runic restriction on the box was very ancient. Although it did not seem to have any energy, Yang Hongwu knew that the runic restriction was very powerful. It was impervious to weapons and water and fire. It was basically impossible to forcefully destroy the runic restriction unless one's strength reached the primordial spirit realm. Let me take a look. The illusory cloud mouse looked at the mysterious box. It climbed on the box and examined it carefully. After a while, the illusory cloud mouse reluctantly jumped down. It looked at Yang Hongwu and said, Master, the runes on the box are not runes. No, that's not right. It should be said that the runes on the box are not simple runes. What do you mean? Yang Hongwu frowned and asked. I mean, other than the runes, there's something else recorded on it. It's a pill recipe, the illusory cloud mouse said. Pill recipe? Yang Hongwu was stunned. What pill recipe? The pill formula was very normal. However, to be able to integrate the pill formula into the rune prohibition, this person was also a genius. Powerful, really too powerful. It seemed that this person was not only a powerful alchemist, but also had a very high attainment in the field of rune prohibition. Limit-breaking pill, the illusory cloud mouse said. Yang Hongwu was shocked when he heard it. He had heard of all kinds of pills, but he had never heard of a limit-breaking pill. Limit-breaking pill? What does that mean? Yang Hongwu took a deep breath and suppressed the shock in his heart. Limit-breaking pill? Could be a pill that could break seals. Limit-breaking pill, as the name suggests, is a pill that can be used to break seals, the illusory cloud mouse explained. Cough, cough. You're not joking with me, right? Medicinal pills can also break restrictions? Yang Hongwu could not believe it. This information was too shocking. A pill that could break seals? Did it mean that there were pills that could break seals? Were there also pills that could attack seals? Medicinal pellets had always been used to supplement one's cultivation and increase one's cultivation. However, no one had ever heard of medicinal pellets that could be used to decipher restrictions. That's indeed the case. I didn't lie to you, Master. Once I pass all the information to you, you will know, the illusory cloud mouse said. Anyway, that's what it says. After that, the illusory cloud mouse passed all the information on the book to Yang Hongwu. After Yang Hongwu received it, his face changed. F***CK, it's true. There really is a pill that can break seals. This limit-breaking pill could break specific seals. According to the seals, the effects of the limit-breaking pill would be different. There were thousands of changes to the limit-breaking pill. As for the seals on the book, only the limit-breaking pill could break them. The grade of the restriction-breaking pill differed according to the restrictions refined by the alchemist. The lowest grade was the 4th grade, while the most powerful restriction-breaking pill could even reach the 8th grade. Master, now that the problem is solved, can you send me back? The illusory cloud mouse asked Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu nodded. You have done a great job this time. Here are some pills for you. Yang Hongwu threw a few bee spirit pills to the illusory cloud mouse. The illusory cloud mouse received the pills and was overjoyed. Thank you, Master. Thank you, Master. The quality of the bee spirit pill was much better than before. It was actually of perfect quality. How could the illusory cloud mouse not be happy? It had lived for countless years. Of course, it knew the benefits of the bee spirit pill for savage beasts. Although the illusory cloud mouse had a mysterious origin, the bee spirit pill was of great help to it. After sending the illusory cloud mouse into the space of the celestial pagoda, Yang Hongwu started to refine the limit-breaking pill. The limit-breaking pill that Yang Hongwu needed to refine was a grade 6 pill. This gave Yang Hongwu a lot of pressure. It was not easy to refine it. After gathering all the ingredients for the limit-breaking pill, Yang Hongwu calmed down and started to refine the limit-breaking pill. Yang Hongwu was very careful with each step. He was afraid that he would make a mistake. This limit-breaking pill, especially a grade 6 one, was not easy to refine. Compared to the grade 6 pills that he had refined before, it was much more difficult. The whole process was very complicated. There were a total of 108 kinds of herbs added into the process. Moreover, during the process of condensing the pill, there were a total of 256 hand seals. If there was a mistake in any of the 256 hand seals, then the pill would be wasted. Fortunately, Yang Hongwu had cultivated the mind-refining Heart Sutra. His mental power and divine sense were very strong. Otherwise, he would not be able to withstand such a huge consumption. Even so, Yang Hongwu consumed a lot of energy. After forming 100 hand seals, Yang Hongwu felt a little weak. Chapter 2:27. The Good Fortune Pill Scripture. After another 10 breaths of time, Yang Hongwu once again formed over 50 hand seals, leaving him with only 70 or so left. Still not enough? Yang Hongwu's face was deathly pale, and beads of sweat had already formed on his forehead. His entire body was drenched in sweat. The consumption was too great. His mental energy, divine sense, and even his essential qi were about to be exhausted. Every breath and every hand seal made Yang Hongwu feel as if half a century had passed. Ah, break! Yang Hongwu roared, and the true qi in his whole body erupted. It was as if a barrier had been broken. With a rumble, his dantian seemed to have exploded. He broke through the 5th level of the Purple Mansion realm. At this critical moment, Yang Hongwu broke through to the 5th level of the Purple Mansion realm. The new essential qi in his dantian was like a fresh spring, adding vitality to the originally dead pool. His mental energy was quickly restored. Not only that, but the mind-refining Heart Sutra had also broken through the 6th level of the Divine Dwelling Realm. Taking a deep breath, Lin Fan thought to himself, now that he had broken through the Spirit-refining Heart Sutra, the benefits were simply too great. More than 70 hand seals were made by Yang Hongwu in one breath. After the last hand seal was made, the cauldron shook. A few pills turned into rays of light and flew out. Yang Hongwu's hands moved quickly. He caught the pills in his palm as if they were in a porcelain bottle. The 6th grade pill, the restriction-breaking pill, was successfully refined. Moreover, it was of perfect quality. Looking at the pill in his hand, Yang Hongwu was pleasantly surprised. He did not expect to refine a 6th grade restriction-breaking pill of perfect quality. He thought it would be good if he could refine a good grade pill, but he did not expect it to be of perfect quality. A total of 5 restriction-breaking pills were refined. Don't underestimate these 5 restriction-breaking pills. Each of these 5 restriction-breaking pills was capable of breaking a powerful restriction. Yang Hongwu took out one of them. He activated the pill, and it fell in the box. The box began to vibrate. The restriction was activated, and a rainbow-colored light appeared. Soon, the rainbow-colored light dissipated, and the restriction was opened. Yang Hongwu held the box in his hands. His heart was filled with excitement. Damn, this restriction-breaking pill was indeed powerful. If there was a restriction-breaking pill, would there be a restriction pill as well? What about the restriction pills recipe? If he had restriction pills, he could reward anyone he disliked with a restriction pill. TSK. Just thinking about it made him happy. A restriction pill could instantly set up a restriction. Moreover, it did not require a restriction master. Anyone could use it. It was simply amazing. Yang Hongwu was getting more and more excited about the contents of the box. In fact, not to mention the contents of the box, just the limit-breaking pill was already very amazing. Obtaining the pill recipe and refining it was already Yang Hongwu's biggest game this time. Yang Hongwu was very excited about the contents of the box. Of course, if they could get more benefits, no one would mind. Who would complain that the benefits were too little? Carefully opening the box, Yang Hongwu held his breath. The thing inside the box was really exciting. He wondered what it was. The restriction-breaking pills recipe was on the box. Of course, The thing inside the box was even more precious. When the box was opened, a jade slip appeared in the box. The jade slip seemed to be an inheritance. It was the inheritance of the Rand family's Dan King. That Dan King must be an extraordinary person. Yang Hongwu had also heard that the Rand family's Dan King was once the #1 Dan King in the ancient desolate continent. In terms of alchemy, there were 5 people who could compete with him. It was said that he had already broken through to the 7th grade. Breaking through to the 7th grade in the ancient desolate continent was too shocking. Not to mention the ancient desolate continent. The number of 7th grade alchemists in the entire ancient domain's history could be counted with one's fingers. In Yang Hongwu's view, the Rand family's Dan King had actually far surpassed those so-called 7th grade alchemists. In terms of alchemy, he was not only limited to pills that were used to assist in cultivation. He had also developed into other aspects, such as restrictions. Of course, it was possible that he had developed into other aspects, but no one knew about it. In fact, the restriction-breaking pill also gave Yang Hongwu a new direction. Pills, could they really only be used to assist in cultivation? No, not at all. Pills could be used to attack, to break restrictions, and so on. There were many things that could be expanded. There was nothing that couldn't be done. In terms of alchemy, facing such a talented Dan King, Yang Hongwu was really ashamed of his inferiority. He held the jade slip in his hand. There was still a restriction on the jade slip. He tried to open it with his divine sense, but there was no way to open it. It seemed that he still needed the restriction-breaking pill. One restriction-breaking pill. It didn't work. Yang Hongwu used the second restriction-breaking pill. After using the second restriction-breaking pill, the restriction on the jade slip was broken. After breaking the restriction, Yang Hongwu's divine sense entered the jade slip. The information in the jade slip was like a torrent crazily pouring into Yang Hongwu's mind. The huge memory made Yang Hongwu feel as if his mind was about to explode. Such a huge amount of data and memory information was the same as when he received the information in the Dragon Ball. Terrifying, too terrifying. He gritted his teeth and resisted the impact of this terrifying memory. 1 breath, 2 breaths, 3 breaths. Every breath felt like a century. Finally, after 30 breaths, all the memories were accepted. Yang Hongwu still felt a little dizzy. After taking a pill, he felt a lot better. After taking a deep breath, Yang Hongwu sorted out the memories. Nature pill scripture. Using pills to create heaven and earth. Pills to form a world. Damn, Yang Hongwu was shocked. Mother Kerr, this is too shocking. Too amazing. The person who created this skill is too amazing. Refining pills is equivalent to refining a world. Awesome, too awesome. If one reaches this level, how terrifying would it be? Casually refining a pill was equivalent to creating a world. This was this still AF Asterisk King pill. On the other hand, refining pills can create a world. Then, one can also refine a world into a pill. Pervert, madman. Originally, he thought that the restriction-breaking pill was already very amazing. But compared to this, it was nothing. This nature pill scripture must not be spread out. Once it is spread out, the entire world would go crazy. This scripture was definitely created by a madman. Of course, it was undeniable that he was also a genius. There is only a fine line between a genius and a madman. In other words, a genius was equal to a madman, and a madman was a genius. Chapter 228. Alchemy Battle. Yang Hongwu didn't expect his luck to be so heaven-defying. Ran Shaoling gave him something so precious. The good fortune pill scripture was indeed a heaven-defying creation. This good fortune pill scripture alone was not inferior to his 9 heaven mysterious Een Tower. It was even more valuable than the immortal tower. He owed her a big favor. The good fortune pill scripture. How could he return it? Give the good fortune pill scripture to Ran Shaoling? The jade slip must be returned. The good fortune pill scripture must be given to Ran Shaoling. However, she might not be able to cultivate it. The good fortune pill scripture had 2 high requirements for the cultivator's mental strength and divine sense. It wasn't something that any random person or alchemist could learn. Otherwise, the achievements of the Rand family's Dan King would be far more than that. The next day, Yang Hongwu came to the Flying Phoenix Pavilion. He was going to ask for some medicinal herbs to refine pills for his cultivation. However, he didn't expect that before he entered the Flying Phoenix Pavilion, he was stopped by someone. The person who stopped Yang Hongwu was none other than Zhang Rui of the Rui Elixir Pavilion. Yang Hongwu, we finally meet. Zhang Rui looked at Yang Hongwu and said, "You are Zhang Rui. Why are you looking for me?" Yang Hongwu already knew that this guy would definitely look for him. He wasn't surprised to see Zhang Rui. This guy's cultivation was good. He was a fifth-grade alchemist with good qualifications. It was just that he was too narrow-minded. It would be difficult for him to achieve great things in the future. More importantly, he wanted to find trouble with Yang Hongwu. Just based on this point, Yang Hongwu would not be polite to him. Otherwise, he could still give him some pointers on alchemy. "You are an alchemist. Do you know about alchemy battles?" Zhang Rui said. "Alchemy battles? Do you want to battle with me?" Yang Hongwu's eyes flashed. As an alchemist, how could he not know what alchemy battles were? Martial artists compete in martial arts, and alchemists compete in refining pills to determine the winner. This was called alchemy battles. This alchemy battle was the same as martial arts. He was a sixth-grade alchemist. Why would he be afraid of a fifth-grade alchemist? What a joke. Before he obtained the pill scripture of good fortune, he would not be his opponent, let alone now that he had obtained the pill scripture of good fortune. In fact, his current level of alchemy had already surpassed that of an ordinary sixth-grade alchemist. "Yes, you're a sixth-grade alchemist," Zhang Rui said. "You and I will compete in alchemy. If you lose, then you will leave the Flying Phoenix Pavilion and join my Rui Pill Pavilion." "What if you lose?" Yang Hongwu sneered. "If I lose," Rui said Zhang Rui. "All right." Yang Hongwu nodded. Competing with him in alchemy was really courting death. Yang Hongwu was extremely confident. In the Tianyi Academy, no one could compare with him in alchemy. Even those old guys in the alchemy department couldn't compare with him. The people of the Flying Phoenix Pavilion came, including Feng Xian Ro and Zi Xian Tong. "Why did you agree?" Feng Xian Ro asked. "This guy must be up to no good." "It doesn't matter." Yang Hongwu smiled. He didn't care about it. He knew that this alchemy battle wouldn't be so simple. Zhang Rui knew that he was a sixth-grade alchemist, but he still dared to compete with him. His tone was so arrogant. He must have his own trump card. Most likely, he was thinking of some evil way to deal with him. However, Yang Hongwu didn't care at all. Crooked methods? TSK, so what? With the power of the nature pill scripture, everything was just empty talk in front of it. Everything was just a paper tiger. "How sure are you?" Zi Xian Tong asked. "Don't worry. I'm 100% sure. By the way, have you opened a gambling house?" Yang Hongwu said. "I still want to make some money." He was now poor again. He had used up all of his 60,000 credits. It was really hard to live without credits. Looking at those dazzling treasures, he could only look at them but couldn't get them. He didn't have enough credits. It was really depressing. No gambling house. Zi Xian Tong shook her head. In fact, everyone knew that Yang Hongwu was a sixth-grade alchemist. Although Zhang Rui was strong, he was a very outstanding alchemist. After all, he was only a fifth-grade alchemist. The gap between a fifth-grade alchemist and a sixth-grade alchemist was not small. Therefore, in everyone's opinion, if a gambling house was set up in this alchemy battle, it was almost impossible to win. No one was willing to open a gambling house. You are a sixth-grade alchemist, and Zhang Rui is only a fifth-grade alchemist. The gap is too big. There's almost no suspense in this alchemy battle. How about I be the notary of this alchemy battle? At this time, an incomparably deep voice sounded. Everyone stepped aside. It was an elder, a true elder. His name was Yang Dansheng. He was an elder of the alchemy department of the Tianyi Academy. As early as 50 years ago, he had become a sixth-grade alchemist. His alchemy level was ranked among the top in the entire ancient desolate continent. It was said that Yang Dansheng had once obtained the inheritance of an ancient alchemy sect. An ancient alchemy sect. At that time, it wasn't the same as now. At that time, it wasn't the four great academies that were the strongest. Later, a great disaster led to the decline of the sects and the rise of the academies. Elder Yang is willing to be the notary. Of course, I have no objections. It's our honor that Elder Yang is willing to be our notary. As soon as Yang Dansheng appeared, Zhang Rui's face piled up with a smile. His face was full of flattery. Yang Hongwu felt disgusted just by looking at him. Damn it, he had already become a 5th-grade alchemist. How could he do such a thing? How shameful! How shameful! Alchemists had their own pride and dignity. This Zhang Rui had even thrown away his pride and dignity. How could he have any great achievements? Be careful. This old man came with ill intentions. Zi Xintong whispered in Yang Hongwu's ear. This true elder is a 4th-step primordial spirit realm cultivator. He has a good relationship with Zhang Rui. He has been in seclusion for a long time. I didn't expect him to come out today and be the notary. Yang Dansheng had been in seclusion for almost 8 years. It was very strange for him to suddenly appear here today. In addition, although no one knew the relationship between Yang Dansheng and Zhang Rui, it was certain that the two of them had a good relationship. Between Yang Hongwu and Zhang Rui, needless to say, Yang Hongwu was on Zhang Rui's side. However, he was a true elder and an alchemy grandmaster. It would be inappropriate to refuse him to be the notary. Yang Dansheng could be said to represent the entire alchemy department of the Tianyi Academy. If Yang Dansheng were to reject even this, then where would he put his face? Where would the alchemy department put its face? Chapter 229. Butterfly Spirit Hands. The rules of the battle were simple. Both contestants had to use the same pill furnace, a very ordinary pill furnace, and choose the medicinal herbs to refine the pill. The higher the grade of the pill, the better the quality of the pill. The pill furnace was presented, and the medicinal herbs were also prepared. You choose first, Zhang Rui said to Yang Hongwu, his face full of confidence. The pill furnace and medicinal herbs were prepared by Zhang Rui's people, but Yang Hongwu didn't care. Zhang Rui definitely had an advantage in this aspect, and he might have even tampered with it. Zhang Rui, letting Yang Hongwu choose first, was to tell everyone that he didn't tamper with the pill furnace. However, after Yang Hongwu glanced at the pill furnace and medicinal herbs, he sneered. These medicinal herbs were very ordinary, and the pill furnace's grade was also very low. It wasn't even a profound weapon. Yang Hongwu casually chose a pill furnace and a set of medicinal herbs. That's it. Junior brother Yang, have you chosen? You won't regret it? Zhang Rui said, although I had people prepare the pill furnace and medicinal herbs, junior brother still has a chance to choose. Don't say that I tampered with the pill furnace and medicinal herbs. No need. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, these herbs and the pill furnace were all fake. In reality, they had all been tampered with. The medicinal properties of the medicinal herbs had been changed by special means, and the pill furnace also had a special seal. Once the refining started, the seal would activate, and the furnace would explode. Yang Hongwu didn't care about such a lowly method. He could break the seal in minutes. As for the medicinal herbs, although the medicinal properties were changed, how could it escape his eyes? If he couldn't even do this, then he had learned the nature pill scripture for nothing. Soon, the refining process began. Zhang Rui picked up the pill furnace and quickly began to select the medicinal herbs. His hands were so fast that only the afterimages of his hands could be seen. Medicinal herbs were selected one by one. The whole set of movements was smooth and orderly. Amazing, as expected of the Rui Elixir Pavilion's pavilion master, the #1 alchemist in the inner courtyard. That's right. Just this ability alone is something that no one can compare to. His hand speed is too fast. His selection of herbs is very precise. TSK. In just a few breaths, he has already finished selecting and distributing the herbs. Yang Hongwu hasn't started yet. Are you going to admit defeat? Impossible. He is a 6th-grade alchemist. How can a 6th-grade alchemist be worse than a 5th-grade alchemist? Look, it's an elixir fire skill. Senior brother Zhang is using an elixir fire skill. That's a heaven-tier elixir fire skill. Incredible, truly incredible. I heard that senior brother Zhang made a breakthrough 2 days ago and reached the realm of 6th-grade alchemist. A 6th-tier alchemist. No wonder he can use the heaven-tier alchemist fire technique to such perfection. Shocking, This was shocking. The Dan fire skill was not something that everyone could use, not to mention the heaven grade Dan fire skill. It was even more rare. A 5th grade alchemist absolutely could not use the Dan fire skill so easily. Yang Dansheng sat on a viewing platform, stroking his beard and nodding. At this time, Yang Hongwu still had not started. He was motionless, as if he was scared silly. Why hasn't he chosen the herbs yet? Is he really scared silly? Impossible, right? Is there a problem with the herbs? Many people who were optimistic about Yang Hongwu could not remain calm. At this time, Yang Hongwu closed his eyes, ignoring the other people's discussion at all, as if what they said had nothing to do with him. Zhang Rui looked at Yang Hongwu's performance at this time and could not help but sneer. This is the price for going against me. Yang Hongwu, I will consign you to eternal damnation. I must get your alchemy skills. An incense stick of time passed. At this time, Zhang Rui had already put the herbs into the furnace in an orderly manner. Yang Hongwu still did not start. He kept his eyes closed, as if he was asleep. What is he doing? Is he thinking about what kind of pill to refine? What is he doing? Is he going to surrender? If he doesn't start, there won't be enough time. Many people were anxious for Yang Hongwu, especially Fan Shiuro and the others from the Flying Phoenix Pavilion. Senior Sister Feng, what should we do? Why hasn't he started yet? Don't worry, Feng Shinro said. He should have his own ideas. We have to believe in him. Zi Xintong was also very curious about Yang Hongwu's performance and wanted to figure out what he was going to do. Of course, she believed in Yang Hongwu. He was able to refine a 6th grade Dan. He was able to refine a perfect grade Dan. This point was enough to prove it. He was indeed better than Zhang Rui. Even Zhang Rui had reached the level of a 6th grade alchemist. In fact, Zi Xintong felt that Yang Hongwu's alchemy skills were even better than Yang Dansheng's, a true disciple. Half an hour passed. Zhang Rui had already separated the impurities from the medicinal liquid in the furnace and began to separate the liquid, preparing to condense the pill. It was almost over. Although the last part was the key, for Zhang Rui, a quarter of an hour was enough. There was still half an hour before the time was up. Yang Hongwu still didn't move. Time passed by little. He admitted defeat. Is he really going to admit defeat? There's less than half an hour left. It's impossible to refine the pill in such a short time. At this time, not only Fan Shiuro and the others were anxious, even Feng Shinro and Zi Xintong were anxious. Yang Hongwu's eyes were still closed. Senior sister, junior brother Yang, is he asleep? He moved. Junior brother Yang moved. At this time, another female disciple of the Flying Phoenix Pavilion screamed. Her tone was very excited. It's really starting. The girls all heaved a sigh of relief. This was really torturous. He was very calm, but the people who were cheering him on were so anxious that they were sweating profusely. However, more than half the time has passed. Zhang Rui is almost done. Is there still time? This was what Feng Shinro and the others were worried about. He only started now. Does he really think he's a pill king? A peak 6th grade alchemist could be called a grandmaster, and a 7th grade alchemist could be called a pill king. Refining a 5th grade pill in less than half an hour was definitely not something a grandmaster could do, unless it was a 7th grade alchemist. Therefore, Zhang Rui was very happy. He was sure to win this time. This Yang Hongwu was probably just a gimmick, a fake. Those pills were not refined by him at all. They might have been obtained from some ruins. He was really worried about nothing. In order to deal with this kid, he had made so many preparations. At this time, the crowd began to exclaim. His speed is so fast. He directly opened the furnace to refine the pill, choose the herbs, divide the herbs, open the furnace, multitasking. My God, is he still a human? Everyone was shocked. His speed was so fast. Choosing the herbs, dividing the herbs, opening the furnace, and starting at the same time, how could they not be shocked? And his speed was much faster than Zhang Rui. His hands were constantly dancing like a butterfly flying through the flowers, fast and beautiful. Chapter 230. Fulfillment Golden Pill. At this time, everyone's attention was attracted by Yang Hongwu. His method of selecting herbs was incomparably dazzling, and shocking. Zhang Rui's eyes burned with anger. How could this little bastard have such a technique? The butterfly spirit illusory hand, the long-lost butterfly spirit illusory hand. How could it be in his hands? This should be mine. Only I, Zhang Rui, have the qualifications to inherit such a secret alchemy technique. When Yang Dansheng saw Yang Hongwu use the secret technique of the butterfly spirit illusionary hands, he was also shocked. His eyes lit up. He had to get his hands on this secret technique. He looked at Zhang Rui. This Zhang Rui had to win. Only then could he openly obtain Yang Hongwu's secret alchemy technique. However, he also had other plans. If Zhang Rui really lost, then he could also accept Yang Hongwu as his disciple. Once Zhang Rui became his disciple, as a master, wouldn't it be normal for him to guide his disciple? In this way, wouldn't he be able to openly obtain Yang Hongwu's alchemy method? Thinking of this, Yang Dansheng couldn't help but smile. What's more, he had an additional genius pill master. If this news were spread out, his face would also be filled with glory. As for Zhang Rui, although he had offered something to him, how could it be compared to Yang Hongwu? With a few thoughts, Zhang Rui and Yang Hongwu's positions in Yang Dansheng's heart had undergone an earth-shaking change. Yang Hongwu had become more important, and Zhang Rui was dispensable. Only a dozen breaths had passed, and Yang Hongwu had already separated and selected all the herbs. Stalk after stalk of medicinal herbs flew into the pill furnace. Yang Hongwu poured his true qi into the alchemical furnace, and a flame appeared in the furnace. The flame seemed to have a mind of its own as it circled around the pill furnace like a fire dragon. That's a core fire skill, and also a core fire skill. Core fire dragon. What kind of core fire skill is this? Seeing Yang Hongwu's core fire skill, everyone was even more shocked. Compared to Zhang Rui's core fire dragon, this core fire skill was much stronger. The technique was practiced, the speed was astonishing, and the flame was incomparably agile, as if it had a life of its own. Furthermore, the fire dragon was so domineering that people could faintly feel the might of a dragon. When Zhang Rui heard that, he turned around to look. When he saw Yang Hongwu's reaction, he was instantly shocked. Impossible. How is this possible? How is this possible? Alchemic fire, transforming into a dragon? How is this possible? This is something that can only happen when one cultivates the alchemic fire technique to the large success stage. He's so young, and his strength is so weak. He's only at the Violet Mansion realm. How can he cultivate the alchemic fire technique to the large success stage? Zhang Rui was completely shocked. Pill fire, transforming into a dragon, was something that could only happen if one cultivated a heaven-grade pill fire technique to the great perfection stage. In the ancient region, only one person had managed to do so in all these years. Was that Pill King from the Ran family? Ran Shaoling. Zhang Rui suddenly thought of Ran Shaoling. Ran Shaoling of the Flying Phoenix Pavilion was the descendant of the Ran family's Pill King. Zhang Rui wanted to obtain the Flying Phoenix Pavilion for two reasons. One was to obtain Feng Shinro, and the other was to obtain the secret alchemy technique of the Ran family's Pill King from Ran Shaoling. Could it be that Yang Hongwu had obtained the secret alchemy technique? Thinking of this, Zhang Rui's heart became even more furious. This bastard, he actually dared to snatch something that should belong to him. Damn it, he really deserves to die. I must kill him. Feng Shinro is mine, and the secret alchemy technique of the Ran family's Pill King is mine. Just like Zhang Rui, Yang Dansheng also thought of this point. Yang Hongwu was so young, and his strength was only at the Violet Mansion realm. However, he was able to use such a powerful alchemic fire technique. Moreover, he was able to transform his alchemic fire into a dragon. It was absolutely impossible for ordinary people to do it. Even those monstrous geniuses could not do it. However, Yang Hongwu's cultivation was so low, but he had done it. There was only one possibility, and that was the secret alchemy technique. Yang Hongwu had most likely obtained a powerful secret alchemy technique. Yang Dansheng's eyes were burning. He looked at Yang Hongwu as if he was looking at a treasure. He was like a pack of hungry wolves that had discovered a group of sheep. Yang Hongwu's senses were very sharp. How could he not feel the attention that Yang Dansheng and Zhang Rui were paying to Yang Hongwu. However, Yang Hongwu pretended not to know. At this moment, Zhang Rui had reached the final stage of condensing the elixir. The elixir that Zhang Rui refined was the elixir that he was most proud of. It was also the Zhang family's ancestral elixir recipe. It was a 6th-grade elixir recipe, the Fortune Golden Elixir. The herbs used for the Fortune Golden Elixir were not rare, but it could be refined into a 6th-grade elixir. Its effects were amazing. It could consolidate the cultivation realm of a mysterious embryo realm warrior and help them break through. It was even quite helpful for a 4th-step primordial soul realm warrior. Given Zhang Rui's strength, it would have been difficult for him to refine such an elixir. However, Yang Dansheng had left a trace of true energy in his body. This trace of true energy could help him successfully refine the Fortune Golden Elixir. Zhang Rui clapped his hands, and a series of mysterious hand seals entered the cauldron. Suddenly, the cauldron in Zhang Rui's hands shone brightly. A single elixir broke through the lid of the cauldron and turned into a rainbow light that shot out. Zhang Rui grabbed the rainbow light with his big hand. The elixir was successfully refined. It was a rare-grade Fortune Golden Elixir. The Fortune Golden Elixir was a top-notch elixir among 6th-grade elixirs. It was absolutely impossible for an ordinary 6th-grade alchemist to refine it. Zhang Rui was very proud. He did not think that Yang Hongwu could refine an elixir that was more powerful than his Fortune Golden Elixir. This time, his victory was certain. I refined the Fortune Golden Elixir, and it's a rare-grade Fortune Golden Elixir. You have no chance of winning, Zhang Rui said loudly. Is that so? Yang Hongwu's tone was indifferent. His hands moved, and he skipped a step to remove the impurities. He did not do that step and went straight to liquid separation to condense the elixir. Madman. He was definitely a madman. How could he succeed by liquid separation to condense the elixir? Yang Hongwu's hand seals entered the cauldron at an extremely fast speed. Suddenly, the cauldron rumbled more and more violently as if it was about to explode. The cauldron is about to explode. Admit defeat. This cauldron of elixir is about to explode. You can't succeed. I've won. Zhang Rui was even more delighted when he saw Yang Hongwu's cauldron rumbling louder and louder. It could explode at any time. The cauldron is about to explode. Yang Hongwu is going to lose this time. He's too arrogant. Without enough time, how can he refine a good elixir? Everyone present shook their heads. They were not optimistic about Yang Hongwu anymore. They thought that he would not be able to refine the elixir and the cauldron was about to explode. What should we do? What should we do now? Junior brother Yang is really careless. Why is he so careless? If the cauldron explodes, he will really lose. A few female disciples of the Flying Phoenix Pavilion were very anxious. They wished that they were the ones refining the elixir. Chapter 231. Heaven and Earth Anomaly. The cauldron is going to explode. Everyone was worried for Yang Hongwu. Some of the female disciples couldn't help but cover their eyes as they couldn't bear to watch any longer. Yang Hongwu didn't slow down at all. Seeing that the cauldron was about to explode, he quickly patted the cauldron with his right hand. The cauldron shook and let out a muffled sound. Condense. Following Yang Hongwu's shout, the medicinal liquid began to condense into a pill. At this moment, rumbling sounds could be heard as dark clouds appeared in the sky, as if a lightning tribulation was about to descend. Everyone was shocked. What's going on? Heaven and Earth Anomaly. It's actually a heaven and earth anomaly. I've heard that when someone concocted a pill, it would cause a heaven and earth anomaly. Only a 7th grade pill can cause a heaven and earth anomaly. Only a 7th grade pill can cause a heaven and earth anomaly. Could it be that Yang Hongwu has become a pill king? Everyone was shocked. A heaven and earth anomaly. Only a pill king could cause a heaven and earth anomaly. According to the rumors, there was once an elixir king in the ancient Desolation continent who had created an elixir that triggered a heavenly tribulation. However, the elixir king was too weak and could not withstand the heavenly tribulation. He could only watch as the king great elixir was shattered by the heavenly tribulation. Heaven and earth anomaly. Ha! Yang Hongwu, you dead meat. So what if your alchemy skills are high? Let's see how you're going to withstand the heaven lightning this time. Zhang Rui's expression changed drastically. He was furious and jealous that he wasn't the one who caused the heaven and earth anomaly. However, in the next moment, he was overjoyed. It was because of the heavenly lightning. This was the heavenly lightning. How could a mere fellow at the 5th level of the Violet Palace realm possibly resist this phenomenon of the heavens and the earth? How could he withstand the heaven lightning? If he couldn't withstand the heaven lightning, then Yang Hongwu's pill would be considered a failure. If he failed, he would become a member of the Rui Elixir Pavilion and his alchemy skills would be his. What should we do? Everyone was anxious. I'm going to help Yang Hongwu withstand the heaven lightning. Zi Xintong made a decision. Thus, Zi Xintong made her move and walked towards Yang Hongwu. However, someone was not willing to let her go up. The person who stopped her was Yang Dansheng. Yang Dansheng was jealous. Yes, he was jealous. He had been at the peak of the 6th grade alchemist for so many years, but he had not found an opportunity. He had not refined any 7th grade elixir and could not trigger a trace of heaven and earth vision. On the other hand, this youth, who was only at the 5th level of the Violet Palace realm and wasn't even 20 years old, had actually caused a phenomenon in the heavens and the earth. How could Yang Dansheng not be jealous? That young man was too heaven-defying. In terms of alchemy, he was extremely talented. If he was able to successfully concoct pills and become a true disciple of the Celestial Academy, would he still have any status left? A 7th-level alchemist and an elixir king were respected there. His status as a 6th-level supreme power master was gone. This was something Yang Dansheng would never allow. Because of this, Yang Dansheng absolutely couldn't allow Zi Xintong to help Yang Hongwu block this tribulation. In fact, even if Yang Hongwu could resist it himself, he would stop it. There was only one thought in Yang Dansheng's mind. He absolutely couldn't let that elixir be successfully concocted. Of course, there was more than one person who had the same idea as Yang Hongwu. Among them, the person who didn't want to see Yang Hongwu succeed the most was Zhang Rui. If he were to succeed in refining it, wouldn't the Tianyi Academy be his world? At first, Zhang Rui made up his mind not to do anything. He just wanted to watch Yang Hongwu fail. But later, he thought that it was impossible. Yang Hongwu was incomparably monstrous. What if he really had a way to resist the heavenly thunder? If he resisted it and concocted a 7th-level king elixir, he would become a 7th-level alchemist. His reputation would spread, and his Rui Elixir Pavilion would suffer a disastrous decline. It might even attract some people. Those who wanted to curry favor with Yang Hongwu and beg him to concoct pills would attack him. He might not even have a place to stay. Stop him. He had to stop him. Destroy him when he wasn't paying attention. He couldn't concoct a 7th-level elixir, but he could easily concoct a destructive one. Dark clouds were brewing. Thunder rumbled and lightning flashed. Arcs of lightning lit up the entire space. Yang Hongwu's eyes widened. He was more surprised than the others. He didn't expect that the elixir he concocted, the so-called Rui elixir, would attract the attention of the heavenly tribulation. Damn, his luck was too good. Looking at the dark clouds above his head, at this moment, he could only use a poem to describe the situation. Dark clouds are pressing down on the city, threatening to destroy it. What should I do? How can I resist it? Yang Hongwu smiled wryly. If they were not in public, Yang Hongwu was confident that he could defeat the heavenly thunder with the help of the 9th Heaven Mysterious Een Pagoda. The 9th Heaven Mysterious Een Pagoda was an immortal tool. It would be a piece of cake for it to withstand a heavenly thunder. However, there was no way he could take it out now. Therefore, he couldn't think of using the immortal pagoda. If the immortal pagoda didn't work, then what about other things? The divine dragon demon suppressing talisman? This thing seemed to be worth considering. The divine dragon demon suppressing talisman just happened to need enough energy. This energy should be able to replenish it. That's right. Yang Hongwu thought of another thing. That was the dragon egg and that unknown wooden stick. That wooden stick could even devour the heaven-climbing vine. He wondered if it could devour the heavenly tribulation as well. If it could devour the heavenly tribulation, It would be perfect. Yang Hongwu knew that the dragon egg and that unknown wooden stick in his body now occupied his spiritual abode and needed to absorb a large amount of energy. He had swallowed a lot of elixirs, but most of the energy had been absorbed by the dragon egg and that unknown wooden stick. This was also the reason why Yang Hongwu's cultivation base hadn't improved too quickly in this short period of time. Otherwise, without the dragon egg and the wooden stick to absorb the energy, Yang Hongwu's strength should have improved a lot. At the very least, he should be able to reach the advanced stage of the Purple Mansion realm now. However, Yang Hongwu was just thinking about it. If he really had to resist the heavenly tribulation, it would be too risky. He wasn't confident that he could resist the heavenly tribulation. What if the heavenly tribulation struck and killed him? His life could not be used to take such a risk. He would use the divine dragon demon suppressing talisman. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath. At this moment, a bolt of lightning as thick as a teacup descended with a boom. Yang Hongwu had already taken out the divine dragon demon suppressing talisman. The golden talisman appeared above Yang Hongwu's head and blocked the heavenly tribulation. The talisman trembled, but firmly resisted the heavenly tribulation. Yang Hongwu was surprised to find that the power of the heavenly tribulation poured into his body. It was absorbed by the dragon egg and the wooden stick. Not only that, but some of it was also replenished for Yang Hongwu to absorb. Chapter 232. Shameless Sneak Attack. Elder Yang, what are you doing? Stop me. Do you want Yang Hongwu to die under the lightning? Zi Xintong was blocked by Yang Dansheng. Her complexion suddenly changed, and she shouted loudly. If something happened to Yang Hongwu, it would be very troublesome. Could Yang Hongwu resist the heavenly lightning? What am I doing? Of course, I am stopping you from interfering in the alchemy battle. Outsiders are not allowed to interfere in the alchemy battle unless someone concedes, said Yang Dansheng coldly. As an alchemist, I will not allow anyone to interrupt the alchemy battle. That is a blasphemy to an alchemist. I will not allow such a thing to happen in front of me. Do you want to kill Yang Hongwu? Do you know how outstanding he is? Do you know how important he is to the Tianyi Academy? Shouted Zi Tong loudly. Don't talk nonsense. Yang Hongwu's talent in alchemy is outstanding. I acknowledge that. I also acknowledge how important he is to the Tianyi Academy. But I will not kill him. If he cannot withstand the lightning, he can choose not to. The target of the lightning is only the pills in the cauldron. As long as he moves away, nothing will happen, said Yang Dansheng. Zi Tong was furious. She was not strong enough. The gap between them was too big. A first-step Yuan spirit cultivator could not compete with a fourth-step Yuan spirit cultivator. He blocked it. He actually blocked it. Everyone was shocked. Yang Hongwu had actually blocked the heavenly lightning. It was unbelievable. What exactly was that golden rune? It was so powerful that it could block the heavenly lightning. Yang Hongwu was protected by the lightning. He was not injured at all. How powerful. What talisman is that? Could it be a legendary talisman? Talisman? Are you saying that the golden talisman is a legendary talisman? It must be. Only a talisman can block such a terrifying lightning. Otherwise, with Yang Hongwu's Purple Palace realm cultivation, he would have been killed by the lightning. Zhang Rui's face was ashen. He roared in his heart. How is this possible? How could that little bastard have the legendary talisman treasure? I can't accept this. I can't accept this. I won't let you succeed. I won't let you succeed. Evil grew in courage. Zhang Rui made the decision that he regretted the most in his life. Zhang Rui ignited a ball of flame on his finger. The ball of flame turned into a rocket and shot towards Yang Hongwu's back. Everything was very secretive. Everyone's attention was focused on the terrifying heavenly lightning. How could they notice Zhang Rui behind Yang Hongwu? How could they see his little tricks? However, there was one exception. There was only one person, and that was Feng Xinro. She always paid attention to Yang Hongwu. As long as something happened to Yang Hongwu, she would take action and help Yang Hongwu. The moment Zhang Rui made his move, Feng Xinro moved. Something popped out of his right hand. He transformed into a beam of white light with astonishing speed. instantly blocking Zhang Rui's flame. Bang! The flame exploded 5 feet away from Yang Hanwu. Only then did the crowd react. They were all furious and stared at Zhang Rui. Shameless! How dare he launch a sneak attack at such a crucial moment? Too shameless. This time, Zhang Rui completely ignited the crowd's anger. This Zhang Rui was too hateful and too shameful. He actually wanted to launch a sneak attack at such a crucial moment. This kind of behavior was despised and looked down upon the most. Yang Dansheng was also very angry. This Zhang Rui was actually so stupid. So what if he launched a sneak attack? That's fine, but he still got caught. Stupid to the extreme. Elder Yang, how do you think this matter should be handled? Zi Xintong looked at Yang Dansheng with a smile and said, "This is an alchemy battle. Using such a despicable action in an alchemy battle. As a notary, what should you do?" Although Yang Dansheng was very unhappy with Zi Xintong's words, there was nothing he could do. So many people were watching. Zhang Rui, die for me. Get down, Zhang Rui, get down. Many people were very angry. If it weren't for the fact that they were worried about affecting Yang Hanwu, these people would probably have attacked together. This time, Zhang Rui used a despicable method to launch a sneak attack. As the notary, I declare that this alchemy battle is won by Yang Hanwu. After Yang Dansheng finished speaking, he turned around and left without looking at Yang Hanwu. Zhang Rui was dumbfounded. He didn't expect that Yang Dansheng would make such a choice. He actually betrayed him. Anger. He was abandoned like this and became an abandoned pawn. Resentment erupted. Now, there was no place for him in the inner court. He had been humiliated so badly. All of this was caused by him, by Yang Hanwu. If it wasn't for Yang Hanwu, how could he have fallen into such a situation? Kill him. Zhang Rui had already gone crazy. His eyes were red as he stared at Yang Hanwu. At this time, Zi Xintong and Feng Xianro were staring at Zhang Rui. They wouldn't give him a chance to launch a sneak attack. Get out of the way. Zhang Rui was about to leave when he looked at the people blocking him and said, "You're leaving just like that? Junior brother Yang hasn't finished refining the pill. Although you've lost, you still have to fulfill the bet. It's not good to leave like this." Feng Xianro said. "Feng Xianro, are you really going to make things difficult for me?" Zhang Rui's expression changed as he looked at Feng Xianro and said coldly. He had pursued Feng Xianro for so many years, but she didn't have any good feelings towards him. This made Zhang Rui very resentful towards Feng Xianro. "I'm not making things difficult for you. What did you do? Moreover, your bet hasn't been fulfilled. You can't leave now. As for how to deal with you, it's up to Yang Hanwu to decide." Feng Xianro said, "I'm an inner court student. Yang Hanwu is just an ordinary student. He's not even an outer court student. What qualifications does he have to punish me?" Zhang Rui said angrily. At this time, Yang Hanwu had already withstood one lightning after another. There were a total of 9 lightning bolts, and all of them were withstood by Yang Hanwu. Yang Hanwu refined the energy of the lightning bolts, and his cultivation improved. He broke through to the 6th level of the Purple Mansion realm. Moreover, his divine dwelling improved again, reaching the 7th level of the divine dwelling. He was only 4 levels away from condensing a primordial spirit. Once he condensed a primordial spirit, Yang Hongwu's strength would improve by leaps and bounds. One had to know that in this world, even those old fellows hadn't truly condensed a primordial spirit, a complete primordial spirit. However, Yang Hongwu cultivated the spirit-refining Heart Sutra. Once he broke through, he could truly condense a primordial spirit and possess the power of a primordial spirit. How terrifying would his strength be? At that time, Yang Hongwu wouldn't need to rely on Hua Qianqua's strength or battle spirit possession to crush ordinary mystical embryo realm martial artists. It would be easy for him to challenge those of a higher level. Breakthrough. He actually broke through. Chapter 233. You are still far from it. Heaven-defying, too heaven-defying. He actually broke through under the pressure of the heavenly thunder. Although he has a talisman treasure to protect him, he can't do it without strength. A 7th grade talent is indeed powerful. I think he's not just a 7th grade talent. He might be an 8th grade talent or even higher. He just doesn't want to attract too much attention. That's true. He's so powerful. In less than 10 years, no one in the Tianyi Academy will be his match. 10 years. I think he'll be invincible in 5 years. Another disciple said. Hearing the praise for Yang Hongwu, Zhang Rui felt like a sharp knife stabbing into his heart. It hurt, it really hurt. If it wasn't for Yang Hongwu, all the praise and glory would have been his. Zhang Rui clenched his fists. His nails pierced into his flesh and blood flowed out, but he didn't know. After Yang Hongwu broke through, the pill was successfully concocted. The alchemy furnace exploded and the 7-colored pill was about to fly out. How could Yang Hongwu let it do as it wished? It was just a pill. How could he let it escape? This pill was already a 7th grade one. This was something Yang Hongwu didn't expect. He stretched out his hand and released his true qi. It turned into a big hand and grabbed the 7-colored pill. King of elixirs. King of elixirs. King of elixirs. Seeing the 7-colored light in Yang Hongwu's hand, everyone shouted loudly. They witnessed the birth of a king of elixirs. Yes, a king of elixirs, not a 6th grade alchemy grandmaster. They all knew what it meant to be a king of elixirs. A king of elixirs had a high status. It was almost comparable to the leader of the Tianyi Academy. Yang Hongwu came in front of Zhang Rui. He looked at him and said, "Brother Zhang, you lost." "I lost. So what if I lost?" Zhang Rui said coldly. "This is just the beginning. I won't admit defeat. You win this time." Hearing this, Yang Hongwu smiled and said, "Zhang Rui, you're too arrogant. I won't make things difficult for you. I'll still take the bet this time." "What do you want?" Zhang Rui said coldly. "I advise you not to go overboard. Feng Shinro can protect you for a while, but she can't protect you forever. It seems that you still haven't seen the reality clearly." Yang Hongwu looked at Zhang Rui's threatening words and laughed. This Zhang Rui was really an idiot. He had just barely entered the level of a 6th grade alchemy grandmaster. Didn't he know that he had already refined a pill? What did a 7th grade medicinal pill mean? "Dissolve the Ru-E pill pavilion," Yang Hongwu said. "What? You want me to dissolve the Ru-E pill pavilion?" "Yang Hongwu, you've gone too far." Zhang Rui's eyes turned red when she heard that. She glared at Yang Hongwu angrily. This bastard actually wanted her to dissolve the Ru-E pill pavilion. One must know that the Ru-E pill pavilion was managed by Zhang Rui with great difficulty. It took more than 10 years. In this short period of time, he had done a lot of things. Just the filial piety he gave to Yang Dansheng and Hu Yuanfang was not small. It could be said that the Ru-E pill pavilion was Zhang Rui's life. Yang Hongwu actually wanted him to dissolve the Ru-E pill pavilion. Wasn't this the same as wanting his life? Too much. Yang Hongwu sneered. "You said that if I lose, you'll let me go?" "Yes, I only asked you to join my Ru-E pill pavilion. But you want me to dissolve the Ru-E pill pavilion. Do you know how much I've sacrificed for it?" Zhang Rui said loudly. "The Ru-E pill pavilion is my life. If you want me to dissolve the Ru-E pill pavilion, it's the same as wanting my life. If you insist, I'll fight you to the death." When Yang Hongwu heard this, he wanted to fight him to the death. Haha, this guy was really amusing. "Fight me to the death? You want to fight me to the death?" Yang Hongwu said with a smile. "Are you qualified?" "Let me tell you, you're not qualified. Compared to me, you're far from being qualified. In my eyes, you're nothing. I've never offended you, but you just have to provoke me. There's no turning back for the dissolution of the Ru-E pill pavilion. You have to do it. This is the result of your own actions." "Ew. Good, Yang Hongwu. You're very good. You're just a gigolo. How dare you be so arrogant?" Zhang Rui's anger rushed to his head. This Yang Hongwu was too hateful. He said that he wasn't qualified. He was far from being qualified. Damn it. When had he, Zhang Rui, ever been talked about like this? Not to mention an ordinary student who wasn't even an outer courtyard student, a Purple Mansion Realm student. "I'll dissolve the Ru-E pill pavilion. However, from today onwards, you and I will fight to the death. Either you die or I die," Zhang Rui said and left. Yang Hongwu didn't say anything. However, his eyes were filled with disdain. Although his cultivation was far from Zhang Rui's, he wasn't afraid of him. He didn't need Feng Xinro or Zi Xintong's help. He wasn't afraid of Zhang Rui. He had thousands of ways to deal with Zhang Rui. If he hadn't obtained the good fortune pill scripture, he would still be worried about Zhang Rui's threat. However, now that he had obtained the good fortune pill scripture and refined his 7th grade pill, he didn't put Zhang Rui in his eyes. As long as he wanted to, he could deal with Zhang Rui however he wanted. With a single word, countless people would be willing to take action for a favor from him. A pill king was so domineering. A pill king's status was so terrifying. In fact, Zhang Rui was just angry for a moment and lost his mind. He would regret it when he woke up. An alchemy king threatening another alchemy king was simply courting death, unless he reached the pill king realm himself. However, was that possible? It was impossible. He wasn't even a 6th grade alchemist. The reason he could refine 6th grade pills was because of the vital energy that Yang Dansheng left in his body. Once that vital energy was used up, it was impossible for him to refine 6th grade pills. Congratulations, Grandmaster Yang. Congratulations, Pill King Yang. Congratulations, Pill King Yang. One by one, the disciples gathered around Yang Hongwu to congratulate him. Who wouldn't want to have a good relationship with a pill king? Once they had a good relationship with him, it would be much more convenient for them to refine pills in the future. If they were lucky, they could ask for a 7th grade pill king. TSK. They could reach the heavens in a single bound. In the Tianyi Academy, there was only one pill king. Perhaps there were other pill kings in the ancient desolate continent, but they had never seen them before. They had only heard of legends. If they didn't appear in the world, it was impossible to find them to refine pills. However, the young pill king in front of them could. Therefore, they had to rope him in. They had to build a good relationship with him at all costs. Moreover, such a genius, a monstrous genius, was worth roping in even if he wasn't a pill king. As long as he didn't die, he would definitely become a peerless expert in the future. Chapter 234. Everyone's reaction. Junior Yang, congratulations on becoming a Dan King, said Feng Xinro. Yes, Junior Yang, this time, the university will definitely take good care of you. In the future, your status will only be a little lower than the leaders, said Zi Xintong. Dan King. What did it mean to be a Dan King? If a university had a Dan King, then the Tianyi University would definitely be the first amongst the 4 universities. At least, they would be the first amongst the 4 universities for the next few hundred years. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly and said, Dan King, I haven't reached that level yet. Now I can only concoct a 6th grade pill, and it's already a lot easier. However, a 7th grade pill is not that easy to concoct. This time, luck played a big part. In fact, Yang Hongwu knew that the reason why he was able to concoct a 7th grade pill was because of the memory of the nature pill scripture. When he was concocting the pill, a part of the nature pill scripture's energy was poured into the cauldron. That was why he was able to concoct a 7th grade pill. However, this was also a great help to him. It increased his alchemy experience by a lot. Although he couldn't concoct a 7th grade pill, he could still concoct a half-step 7th grade pill. In other words, he could concoct a perfect 6th grade pill. There was no pressure on him at all. The appearance of the pill is a sign of the birth of a Dan King. How could you not be a Dan King? You concocted a 7th grade pill, so you are a Dan King. There is no doubt about that. Moreover, everyone can see that you used a trash cauldron and your herbs are not high quality. It's far from reaching the level of a 7th grade pill. You're not even a 6th grade pill, but you managed to concoct a 7th grade pill. If you're not a Dan King, who else can do that? Said Zi Xintong. Yes, only a Dan King can do that, said Feng Xinro. Junior Yang, you're really amazing. Our Flying Phoenix Pavilion has found a treasure. Senior sister Shui Ro is the best. She has a discerning eye and found such a powerful Junior Yang for our Flying Phoenix Pavilion, said a Flying Phoenix Pavilion disciple. Our Flying Phoenix Pavilion actually produced a Dan King. Just thinking about it makes me excited. In the future, our Flying Phoenix Pavilion will be the #1 society in the intersect. In the future, We will also become the #1 society in the True Disciples. The female disciples of the Flying Phoenix Pavilion were all excited. They surrounded Yang Hongwu and chattered happily nonstop. All right, what kind of pill are you refining? Feng Xin Ro asked. That's right, what pill? How about you give me this pill, King? Don't worry, I won't mistreat you. Zi Xintong's eyes lit up. That was a grade 7 pill, a king grade pill. Who would want such a pill? A king grade pill could even allow one to break through the shackles and enter the primordial spirit realm. This was definitely not difficult. Now that the news of Yang Hongwu refining a 7th grade pill had spread out, it was unknown how many people had come to ask for pills. Those old fellows probably couldn't hold it in any longer and would soon come looking for Yang Hongwu. I don't plan on selling this 7th grade pill. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, with my current strength, there's no way I can refine another 7th grade pill. This 7th grade pill is very important to me. What a joke. It was impossible for him to refine another 7th grade pill. Even if he was given half a year's time, it would still be impossible. In fact, there was no way he could do it in this 1 year's time. Unless his cultivation broke through to the 10th layer of the mystic embryo realm and reached the half-step primordial spirit realm, then he might be able to refine another 7th grade pill. He would use this 7th grade pill at the genius competition. When the time came, he would explode with power and kill Zitian. Ever since he heard from Zheng Qiushuang that the one he faced off against Zitian was only a doppelganger, Yang Hongwu felt an enormous pressure. If a doppelganger had such terrifying strength, then what about the real body? In half a year's time, his breakthroughs were very fast, but Zitian wouldn't remain stagnant. Moreover, Zitian had the full support of the entire Qingyun sect and the Z family as his backing. In half a year's time, he might even break through to the first step of the primordial spirit realm, or even higher. Therefore, in the remaining few months, he had to cultivate like crazy and break through like crazy. Most importantly, he had to improve his cultivation, improve his spiritual abode, and cultivate a primordial spirit. Cultivating a primordial spirit would greatly increase his chances. Junior brother, your cultivation right now is still weak. You're only at the Purple Mansion realm. You don't need a grade 7 elixir. When you need it, you can refine another one. If I can get my hands on this elixir, I can even break through the primordial spirit 3rd step and reach the primordial spirit 4th step. Zi Xintong was still a little unwilling to give up. Once I break through to the 4th step of the primordial spirit realm, nothing will be a problem. As for Zitian, I can guarantee that he will kneel and beg for mercy. You can even kill him if you want. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly and shook his head. It's still not possible. If you want a 7th grade pill, I'll refine it for you when I have the strength to refine a 7th grade pill in the future. I should be able to try refining the pill that I promised you now. Seeing that Yang Hongwu had said so, Zi Xintong couldn't say anything more. However, it was also a good thing to be able to obtain the pill she needed. She could improve her strength further and break through to the 2nd step of the primordial spirit realm without much pressure. All right, Zi Xintong sighed, still a little disappointed. After all, it was a 7th grade pill. Obtaining a 7th grade pill meant that breaking through to the primordial spirit realm was right in front of her. Without a 7th grade pill, it would take her at least 5 years to break through to the 1st level of the primordial spirit realm. It might even take longer. This isn't the place to talk. Let's go back first. Feng Xinro frowned slightly when she saw that the surrounding people were about to gather around them. That's right. The temptation of a 7th grade pill is too great. Please forgive me. Zi Xintong looked around and laughed involuntarily. The birth of an elixir king brought a great shock. At this moment, the entire Tianyi Academy was in an uproar. In the inner palace of the Tianyi Academy, those old guys all received the news. The birth of an elixir king. Great. I didn't expect that the Tianyi Academy would have an elixir king. Moreover, he's so young. It's really a blessing from the heavens. The birth of an elixir king. It seems that the heavens are not unkind to me. I don't have much time left. If I can obtain a 7th grade pill, I will have a chance to break through to the 4th step of the primordial spirit realm and enter the ancient domain. in the Tianyi Academy. What? The Tianyi Academy has an Elixir King? How is that possible? In the Kunlun Academy. Elixir King? Why didn't he appear in the Kunlun Academy? This scene spread not only in the 4 great academies, but also in the 7 great sections. Yang Hongwu, the young Elixir King, suddenly became famous. Chapter 235. Undercurrent, surging Yang Hongwu returned to his courtyard. Of course, Zhang Qiushuang also heard about Yang Hongwu becoming an Elixir King. She was pleasantly surprised and sincerely happy for her lover. Now, Zetian was no longer a concern. Who would offend an Elixir King? No one would be so stupid. Therefore, Zetian was no longer a threat now. Husband, that's great. I didn't expect you to become an Elixir King. That's amazing. Zhang Qiushuang looked at Yang Hongwu and was very excited. Elixir King. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, How am I an Elixir King? It's just luck. In fact, I have to thank Senior Sister Ran of the Flying Phoenix Pavilion. She gave me her family's ancestral treasure. I got the inheritance of the Ran family's Elixir King. In fact, I didn't become an Elixir King. That 7th grade elixir was entirely because of the jade slip that Senior Sister Ran gave me. The inheritance of the Ran family's Elixir King? Zhang Qiushuang was surprised and felt a trace of threat. She didn't expect that Ran Shaoling actually gave her family's heirloom to Yang Hongwu. She was definitely not as simple as repaying a debt of gratitude. If it was just repaying a debt of gratitude, there was no need to give her ancestral treasure to Yang Hongwu. Yes, Senior Sister Ran's ancestor was an Elixir King. That jade slip was left by that Elixir King. This time, I owe Senior Sister Ran a huge favor. Yang Hongwu said, This inheritance jade slip, of course, had to be returned to Ran Shaoling. However, not now. If he gave it to Ran Shaoling now, he was afraid that it would not benefit Ran Shaoling and would put her in an extremely dangerous situation. Husband, our current situation is not very optimistic. Although you have become an Elixir King on the surface, you are actually only a half-step Elixir King. This is a big trouble, Zhang Qiushuang said. She knew that Yang Hongwu was at the cusp of the storm. Although his status suddenly rose, it was also very dangerous. 7th grade alchemist, Elixir King. If he really reached the 7th grade realm and became a real Elixir King, that would be good. But now, Yang Hongwu was not a real Elixir King. He could only be said to be a half-step Elixir King. The gap between a true Alchemy King and a half-step Alchemy King was still very large. The news of Yang Hongwu becoming an Elixir King had probably spread out long ago. There would definitely be countless people coming to ask for elixirs. The people who were asking for the elixirs were not ordinary people. Each of them was an old man with terrifying strength. Even the weakest among them was at the 2nd step of the primordial spirit realm. Most of them were at the 3rd or 4th step of the primordial spirit realm. When faced with these people, when they asked you to refine pills, would you agree or not? If he agreed, it would definitely be a grade 7 medicinal pill. It would be very difficult to concoct. If he didn't agree, that would be even worse. Once he angered them, it wouldn't be a good thing. If you're not strong enough, others can easily kill you. Zhang Qiushuang was also a smart woman. In the blink of an eye, she had thought through these things thoroughly. The title of Elixir King seemed to be limitless, but it was also like walking on a tightrope. A moment of carelessness could result in death. Not only were there people looking for pills, but there were also alchemists. Even a veteran alchemist would not be convinced. Yang Hongwu would be under a lot of pressure. Some of it would come from within the Tianyi Academy, but some of it would also come from outside, especially the pressure from the other 3 academies. Yang Hongwu was too young. His cultivation was also too weak. He would definitely be questioned, and this kind of doubt would be a huge problem. It would not be easy to solve these problems. Yang Hongwu rubbed his head. This was indeed a big problem. Yang Hongwu was also depressed. When he was concocting pills, he had not thought of concocting grade 7 medicinal pills. But then, there was a strange phenomenon of heaven and earth, which attracted the heavenly lightning. Yang Hongwu thought for a moment before saying, Right now, there aren't many solutions. We can only take one step at a time. However, the best solution is to go out and gain experience. When Zhang Qiushuang heard this, she immediately refused. She shook her head and said, "No, no, this is absolutely not possible. It's too dangerous to go out." Yang Hongwu still had the protection of the Tianyi Academy. Once he went out to gain experience, he would lose this layer of protection. That was not a joke. Yang Hongwu did not have the identity of an elixir king. Many people from the Qingyun sect, the Sky Dragon sect, and the Z clan wanted to kill Yang Hongwu. Once he left the Tianyi Academy, there would be no protection. Yang Hongwu's strength was not strong. When faced with the pursuit of martial artists at the peak of the 10th level of the mystic embryo realm and half a step into the primordial spirit realm, he would not have any room to resist. If he encountered martial artists at the first or second step of the primordial spirit realm, he would not have any chance of escaping. Therefore, when she heard Yang Hongwu say that he was going out to gain experience, Zhang Qiushuang immediately refused. Yang Hongwu also knew that it would be dangerous. However, going out to gain experience was inevitable. Although the Tianyi Academy was safe for now, it would be difficult for him to grow. If he wanted to improve quickly, he would need to constantly fight. Every super expert and Peak King had grown through fighting and on the edge of life and death. It was impossible for a genius to grow into a super expert and Peak King without experiencing the tempering of life and death, without experiencing the baptism of blood and slaughter. Shuang listen to me, I have to practice. If I just stay in the Tianyi University, I won't be able to achieve anything. Don't forget, in 5 months, I have to defeat Zetian. You told me that Zetian's strength is unimaginably strong. He's a real genius, a genius who only appears once in 100 years. It's very difficult to defeat him, but he and I are enemies, enemies who will fight until one of us dies. Therefore, I have to defeat him. I even have to kill him during the competition. Yang Hongwu looked at Zhang Qiushuang and said, "If I continue to hide in the Tianyi Academy, then in less than half a year, I will not be able to grow to the point where I can contend against Zetian. Do you understand what I mean?" "I don't understand. I just don't understand. I don't want you to take the risk. You're a pill king now. With this identity, no matter how much of a genius Zetian is, no matter how monstrous he is, he won't dare to risk universal condemnation. He won't dare to do anything to you," shouted Zhang Qiushuang. Of course, she knew what Yang Hongwu was thinking. However, going out to gain experience was too dangerous. If he was not careful, he could lose his life. Zhang Qiushuang's heart was now firmly attached to Yang Hongwu. To her, Yang Hongwu was the most important person in her life. He was even more important than her own life. He was her man, her life partner. If something happened to him, would she be able to live? The answer was obvious. Without him, she would not have the courage to live. There would be no meaning in living. Chapter 236. Arrogant young Master Liang, but that's too dangerous. Zhang Qiushuang was really worried about his safety. No buts. When it comes to danger, everywhere is dangerous. My enemies are increasing. Even in the Tianyi Academy, it's not 100% safe. Yang Hongwu said, "What's more, if I stay in the academy, there will be a lot of trouble. It might even make things difficult for you. I'm not afraid, but I don't want to be a person who implicates my woman. Do you understand?" Yang Hongwu's tone was very serious. "All right then, I'll go with you," Zhang Qiushuang said. "No, it's more convenient for me to do it alone. You have to train hard and consolidate your cultivation so that you can break through to the primordial spirit realm as soon as possible. You have to know that my path is definitely not limited to the ancient wasteland continent. My goal is to go beyond the 9 heavens. Not just the ancient wasteland continent, not just the ancient domain, but the 9 heavens that are even higher than the ancient domain." Yang Hongwu lifted his head and looked at the endless sky. Zhang Qiushuang looked at her man, her eyes blurred. Men with great confidence, ambition, and spirit were always attractive. Just as the two of them were about to make love, a sound came from outside. Someone came to visit. Zhang Qiushuang regained her senses and kissed Yang Hongwu on the cheek. "Husband, you can go." Yang Hongwu nodded and walked out of the house. For this visitor, Yang Hongwu was a little unhappy. After all, this person had disturbed his good fortune. Anyone who was interrupted in this kind of thing would be unhappy. It was already good enough that he didn't chase this person out. Why did he still want to be polite? Yang Hongwu came to the living room unhappily. Then he saw a person sitting on a seat, holding a cup of tea. He looked very relaxed, as if this was his home. This person didn't look very old. He looked to be in his 20s, but Yang Hongwu knew that this guy's actual age was probably not young. He was probably no younger than 40. His cultivation level was also extraordinary, being at the half-step primordial spirit realm. This person was wearing a long robe with a flame and a pill furnace embroidered on the front of the robe. This was the symbol of an alchemist. One flame was a first-grade alchemist, and this person's robe was embroidered with 6 flames, so he was a 6th-grade alchemist. May I ask who you are? Why are you looking for me? Yang Hongwu was even more annoyed when he saw this guy acting like this. Yang Hongwu, you finally come out. You made me wait for so long. You're really arrogant. When the man heard Yang Hongwu's voice, he slowly turned his head and looked at him. His tone was reproachful, and his expression was a little angry. He looked a little arrogant. He spoke as if it was a great sin for Yang Hongwu to only come now. You don't have to wait. Who are you? Why are you here? If you have something to say, then say it. If you have nothing to say, then please leave. Yang Hongwu's displeasure had reached its peak. Who the F***ck are you? Come to my house to show off. So arrogant, so arrogant. Did I invite you here? Do I have a favor to ask of you? Although he knew that after he refined his 7th-grade pill, there would definitely be people coming to him. Whether it was to ask for pills or to cause trouble, there would be no lack of people. However, he didn't expect that the first person to come would be like this. This really disgusted Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu's words made his eyes turn into pinholes. He didn't expect this guy to be so arrogant. He didn't put him in his eyes at all. He actually asked him a fart. Damn it, damn it. If it wasn't for his master's instructions, he really wanted to skin this little bastard alive. He had never been humiliated like this in his life. Suppressing the anger in his heart, he said, I'm a true disciple of the alchemy department. My name is young Master Liang. What's the matter? Yang Hongwu replied in a stiff tone. Yang Hongwu, what's with your attitude? I'm a true disciple of the alchemy department, the chief disciple of the alchemy department. You have to understand your own identity and correct your own attitude. You're just an ordinary student. Even if you refined a 7th-grade pill, it was pure luck. Your cultivation isn't even in the arcane embryo realm. If I want to kill you, it's as easy as squashing an ant, young Master Liang said angrily. Whether it's luck or not, it has nothing to do with you. Please leave and remember to close the door. Yang Hongwu really didn't want to waste his breath on this guy. This kind of arrogant and condescending people who thought that they were the best in the world. He had seen too many of them and was used to it. Yang Hongwu turned around and walked towards the inner courtyard. Bastard, you're courting death. Veins popped out on young Master Liang's forehead. This bastard dared to treat him like this. He didn't give him any face at all. The angry young Master Liang clenched his fist and condensed his true chi. He suddenly punched towards Yang Hongwu. His fist was wrapped in flames, like a small sun. It was very dazzling, and the temperature was extremely high. The solid ground, under this terrifying high temperature, issued a sizzling sound, as if it was about to burn. This punch contained almost all of young Master Liang's strength. If Yang Hongwu was hit, he would be seriously injured even if he didn't die. Be careful. A voice sounded in Yang Hongwu's mind. Hua Qinxue. It was Hua Qinxue's voice. Her cultivation had broken through. Hearing this voice, Yang Hongwu didn't hesitate and immediately used the battle spirit possession. Then, he activated his battle constitution. He used the mysterious dragon's 9 transformations and the Titan technique to burst out his strongest strength. Then, he summoned the dragon god, demon suppression talisman. Under the infusion of true chi, the dragon god demon suppression talisman turned into a golden dragon and faced the small sun. Boom! The golden dragon and the small sun collided and caused a terrifying explosion. The huge impact blew up the entire hall. Yang Hongwu's body was blown away by the domineering force. He groaned and spat out blood. He crashed into a pillar. The pillar, which was as thick as a water bucket, was knocked down. The powerful force caused young Hongwu great pain. He didn't know how many of his ribs were broken. Young Master Liang didn't fare any better. He was sent flying through the wall and crashed into a fake mountain outside. The fake mountain exploded with a loud bang. Damn it, the difference in strength is too big. Yang Hongwu climbed up in a sorry state. He wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. His whole body was in pain. Several of his ribs were broken. This bastard is too much. He broke into my house and attacked me. Does he really think I'm a pushover? Yang Hongwu's eyes emitted a cold light. With the support of Hua Qianque's strength, Yang Hongwu was much more confident. He still had a level 7 elixir. If he really couldn't win, he would use that level 7 elixir. He would kill him first. Yang Hongwu wasn't the kind of person who would swallow his anger if he didn't do anything. Yang Hongwu wasn't the kind of person who would do anything. Chapter 237. Invitation from the pharmacy department. Damn it, this little bastard's talisman treasure is actually so powerful. Young Master Liang crawled up in a sorry state. His originally elegant appearance had turned into a mess, and he looked no different from a beggar. My image, you bastard. Yang Hongwu, I'm going to kill you. Young Master Liang's roar resounded throughout the courtyard, and everyone could hear it. Who do you want to kill? At this moment, a voice came from outside. Dean, why are you here? Young Master Liang shivered when he heard the voice. Yang Hongwu was prepared to have a good fight with young Master Liang. At most, he would consume a 7th grade king pill. Even if he had to pay a huge price, he would still cripple this guy. Who would have thought that the school head would actually show up? This dean wasn't simple. He was most likely the dean of the alchemy department. His strength was terrifying. He was definitely a 4th-step primordial spirit realm cultivator. His strength was even stronger than Yang Danqing's. His aura did not leak out at all. He looked just like an ordinary old man. If I hadn't come, a super genius like Yang Hongwu, a pill king, would have been killed by you, the soul sage said. The soul sage was the dean of the alchemy department. His cultivation had already reached a terrifying level. He was also very outstanding in terms of alchemy. He had already reached the level of half-step grade 7. Although he couldn't refine grade 7 pills, he could easily refine grade 6 pills. No, Dean, you misunderstood. Why would I kill him? I was just scaring him. Liang Xiao hurriedly put on a smile and said with a flattering face. Really? The soul sage didn't believe him at all. Light shot out from his eyes like sharp knives, piercing into the depths of Liang Xiao's heart. It was as if he could see through everything. Yes. Young Master Liang stuttered under the director's gaze. I'll let you off this time. Scram. The soul sage snorted softly. His voice was very calm, but it sounded like the sound of nature to Liang Xiao's ears. It was as if a huge rock had been lifted from his heart. Then, he turned around and walked out quickly, fleeing in panic. Yang Hongwu and Zheng Qiushuang looked at the old man who walked in with a serious expression. This dean's strength was too terrifying. His cultivation was sky-high. A direct disciple, like young Master Liang, was like a mouse in front of a cat in front of him. He trembled and didn't even dare to speak loudly. This showed how majestic this dean was. The soul sage waved his hand, and a wave of energy spread out. The entire courtyard that was in a mess was restored in an instant. Yang Hongwu and Zheng Qiushuang were shocked. What kind of method was this? Shocking, too shocking. The living room that was originally destroyed beyond recognition was restored to its original state. This method was simply unheard of. Yang Hongwu, are you all right? Here's a pill that can help you recover. The soul sage flicked his finger, and a pill flew over. Yang Hongwu reached out and caught it. The medicinal pill fell into Yang Hongwu's hands. This was a supreme grade healing medicinal pill, a half-step 7th grade, nourishing origin pill. This kind of medicinal pill could almost bring the dead back to life. Its value was definitely not inferior to the 9 Revolutions divine pill. Such a supreme grade medicinal pill was taken out so casually. What was this dean trying to do? There's no problem with a medicinal pill. Hua Qianque's said. Dean, this medicinal pill is too precious. I can't accept it. Yang Hongwu shook his head. This medicinal pill was so precious. Did he give it to him just to heal his injuries? He was afraid that things weren't that simple. There was no free lunch in this world. This medicinal pill is nothing. What happened to young Master Liang just now was my fault for not being strict enough. You deserve this medicinal pill. Take it. It can heal your injuries and let you recover. The soul sage saw Yang Hongwu's worry and explained, I won't harm you. If I wanted to do anything to you, I wouldn't have to go through so many twists and turns. If I wanted to kill you, even the school's leader wouldn't be able to stop me. Now that Yang Hongwu had said that, it would be inappropriate for him to refuse. Yang Hongwu didn't hold back anymore and swallowed the medicinal pill. Zheng Xiushuang, who was beside Yang Hongwu, was still a little worried when she saw Yang Hongwu swallow the medicinal pill. However, it was too late to stop him. A half-step grade 7 medicinal pill was no small matter. After swallowing it, it turned into a gentle medicinal power. It was constantly healing Yang Hongwu's injured meridians and broken ribs. Under the strong medicinal power, they were quickly healed. Not only were his injuries healed, but the true qi in his body was also increased. According to this situation, he could take another step forward and enter the 7th level of the Purple Mansion realm. Such a strong medicinal power. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath. A half-step grade 7 medicinal pill already had such an effect. Then, what would his real grade 7 medicinal pill be like? Yang Hongwu was looking forward to the grade 7 medicinal pill more and more. A grade 7 medicinal pill would be much more effective than this medicinal pill. It wouldn't be just a little bit stronger. His grade 7 medicinal pill was the 9 Revolutions Golden Pill. The 9 Revolutions Golden Pill could explode with a huge amount of energy 9 times and increase one's cultivation. Thank you, Dean. Yang Hongwu said to the Soul Sage after he recovered. The Soul Sage waved his hand and said, This is a small matter. Moreover, it was caused by the Alchemy Department. It's fine as long as you don't hold it against the Alchemy Department. May I know why you have come to find me? Yang Hongwu asked. As the Dean of the Alchemy Department, he had a high status in the Celestial Academy. Yet, he had actually come here. Yang Hongwu didn't believe that there wasn't anything else. Actually, it's not a big matter. The Soul Sage paused for a moment and said to Yang Hongwu, I would like to invite you to join the Alchemy Department and become a direct disciple. Join the Alchemy Department and become a direct disciple of the Alchemy Department? Yang Hongwu was slightly stunned when he heard this. He said, But Dean, my cultivation is only at the Purple Mansion realm. I haven't even reached the mysterious embryo realm. How can I become a direct disciple? The Alchemy Department doesn't have so many messy rules. My word to the rules. Moreover, with your status as a Pill King, you are qualified to be the Dean of the Alchemy Department. What qualifications do you have to be a direct disciple? The Soul Sage said, A Pill King status is comparable to the leaders of the 4 great academies. Therefore, it would be wrong for you to become a direct disciple of the Alchemy Department. Chapter 238. Chapter 238, Chudancing Yang Hongwu's hesitation. The Soul Sage said, You don't have to be troubled. Think about it carefully. If you join my Alchemy Department, there will be many benefits. We won't restrict your freedom either. You can enjoy all the resources of the Alchemy Department. Let me think about it, Yang Hongwu finally said. Just think about it carefully. There's no need to rush. Although the Soul Sage really wanted Yang Hongwu to join the Alchemy Department and become a core disciple, he also knew that a monstrous genius like Yang Hongwu, who was also a Pill King, couldn't be judged with common sense. Alchemy was already a Pill King, and he could concoct Tier 7 pills. He was even more amazing than the Soul Sage himself. The only things that could attract Yang Hongwu in the Alchemy Department were those resources. As a pill monarch, the alchemy experience and pill recipes in the Alchemy Department should be very attractive to him. The Soul Sage was rather confident about this. As a Pill King, he would definitely be very interested in pill concocting. He would definitely want those pill formulas, especially those ancient pill formulas. Yang Hongwu and Zheng Qiushuang heaved a sigh of relief after the Soul Sage left. In front of this super expert, the pressure was really not small. If he really wanted to make a move on him, He could only use the Great Shift Talisman to escape in a sorry state. After calming down, Zhang Qiushuang looked at Yang Hongwu and asked, "True disciple, husband, why didn't you agree with him?" Yang Hongwu said, "How can things be so simple? Is this dean's goal really as simple as inviting me to join the alchemy department and become a core disciple?" Regarding this matter, Yang Hongwu wasn't someone who would easily trust others. Now that Hua Qianxue was awake, he had more confidence. With the battle spirit possession and the divine dragon demon suppressing talisman, he could barely contend with a half-step primordial spirit realm expert. Although he couldn't defeat his opponent, it wouldn't be a problem for him to protect his own life. Therefore, the matter of going out to gain experience was imperative. The fact that he had concocted a 7th-grade medicinal pill had caused a huge commotion, causing him to be in an extremely passive position. "That's true." Zhang Qiushuang nodded. Things were indeed not that simple. The two of them rested for a while and prepared to duel cultivate once more. Unexpectedly, another person came. This gave Yang Hongwu a headache. This time, it was unknown who had come. "I'll go with you," Zhang Qiushuang said, worried about Yang Hongwu's safety. Yang Hongwu nodded and did not reject the offer. Zhang Qiushuang's strength had already reached the 10th level of the mystic embryo realm. Her combat strength had increased significantly, so she was not worried about facing a half-step primordial soul realm warrior. "Junior brother Yang, we meet again. This time, I should call you Pil King Yang." To Yang Hongwu's surprise, the newcomer was Hua Chengwen. "Hua Chengwen, it's you? Why are you looking for me? Did something happen to Hua Wuying and the others?" When Yang Hongwu saw Hua Chengwen, he thought of Hua Wuying and the others. Did something happen to Hua Wuying? That shouldn't be possible. Yu Ji had already agreed to help Hua Wuying. With Yu Ji's status in the Yu family, this shouldn't be a problem, right? No. Hua Wuying and the others are doing well. Her marriage has already been cancelled. It's all thanks to Miss Yu Ji's help, Hua Chengwen said. "Since it's not about Hua Wuying, why are you looking for me?" Yang Hongwu looked at Hua Chengwen. This guy's probably up to no good. If it's not about Hua Wuying and the others, Yang Hongwu did not want to talk to Hua Chengwen. Yang Hongwu also did not have a good attitude toward the Hua family. They brought Hua Wuying to the ancient region, but couldn't protect her. How dare they use Hua Wuying as a bargaining chip? Hateful, very hateful. Seeing that Yang Hongwu did not want to see him, Hua Chengwen felt a little awkward. However, he still had to complete the task given to him by his family. If he didn't complete the task given to him by his family, he would be in big trouble. "Yang, Pil King Yang Hongwu, it's like this. Our family would like to ask for a pill." Hua Chengwen looked at Yang Hongwu and said, "I hope you can give Hua Wuying some face." Before Hua Chengwen could finish, Yang Hongwu interrupted him. "I can refine pills, but I can't refine grade 7 pills." With just one sentence, Hua Chengwen was rendered speechless. Hua Chengwen's expression turned ugly, and he felt very awkward. If he couldn't refine a grade 7 pill, what else could he say? Although there weren't many alchemists in the ancient region, there were still grade 6 alchemists. As for grade 7 pill kings, of course, there were grade 7 alchemists. However, grade 7 alchemists in the ancient region would not easily refine pills for others. With the Hua family status, they did not have the ability to invite a grade 7 alchemist. Therefore, when they heard that an alchemist had appeared in the ancient desolate mainland, they had already made a decision. When they found out that the alchemist was Yang Hongwu, who had a good relationship with Hua Wuying, they were even more surprised. This way, the matter of refining a grade 7 medicinal pill would be much easier. A grade 7 pill could create a primordial spirit rel powerhouse. This was not a difficult task. If they could obtain a large number of grade 7 pills, the Hua family strength would increase tremendously. It might even be possible for them to surpass the Yu family in a few decades. However, Hua Chengwen was very depressed. He had been rejected before he could say anything. This feeling was really frustrating. "Pil King Yang, you have a good relationship with Hua Wuying. She is now the future hope of the Hua family. You also hope that her strength will increase greatly, right? If she has the support of a grade 7 pill, She will be able to break through and reach the primordial spirit realm in the shortest time possible. Isn't this what you want to see? Hua Qingwen pondered. Other conditions would not be able to move Yang Hongwu. Therefore, he could only use the favor card. Although Hua Qingwen did not know what the relationship between Yang Hongwu and Hua Wuying was, one thing was for sure. Hua Wuying and Yang Hongwu were on very good terms. Yang Hongwu could also use the Holy Lotus Vision. It was very likely that he had the blood of the Hua family. If Yang Hongwu could become a member of the Hua family, that would be even better. A super genius and a 7th grade alchemist. Once they joined the Hua family status would naturally rise as well. That way, the Hua family would be able to return to the top 10 families of the ancient region. It might even be possible for them to become the leader of the 10 families. Once a super genius matured, it would be very terrifying. Even the Ying family, the current leader of the top 10 families of the ancient region, had a super genius. After he matured, the Ying family became one of the top 10 families of the ancient region and became the leader of the 10 families of the ancient region. It was because of this that they were able to achieve their current glory. Chapter 239. Good plan. Yang Hongwu sneered. What a good plan. If I really refined the elixir and took it, would it be in Hua Wuying's hands? Yang Hongwu was doubtful about this. Knowing that he was a level 7 alchemist, she came to get close to him. If he did not ask someone to pull some strings, Hua Wuying would have become someone else's exclusive property. The Hua family was too shameless. They must be dreaming if they wanted him to refine elixirs for them. If he wanted to refine elixirs for Hua Wuying, he would not go through them. Wouldn't it be more appropriate for Yuji to send it to Hua Wuying? Hua Qingwen blushed and said, Elixir King Yang, you can't say that. Hua Wuying is a member of the Hua family after all. We will focus on training her. Most of the Hua family's resources are biased towards her. Do you think I will believe you? Moreover, if I want to give Hua Wuying elixirs, I don't need you to send it to her. Because I don't believe that the Hua family, including you, is worthy of my trust. If you were not related to the Hua family, I would have killed you. I don't want to see such a shameless person again. Get out of here. Yang Hongwu pointed at the door. Hua Qingwen's eyes flickered. His face turned green and red. Yang Hongwu's words were too hurtful. Damn it. Wasn't he just a level 7 alchemist? Hua Qingwen also resented Yang Hongwu. He could not complete the task. Not only could he not get the reward, but he also had to be punished. Yang Hongwu, you are too much. You can use the Holy Lotus Vision. You also have the blood of the Hua family in your body. You are betraying your ancestors by doing this. You... Shut up. When Yang Hongwu heard this, he felt that it was ridiculous. Ancestor, when did he have the blood of the Hua clan? If he didn't concoct pills for the Hua clan, he would be betraying his ancestors. What a joke, what a joke. The reason Yang Hongwu was able to use the Sacred Lotus Vision was entirely because of Hua Qingwen. Originally, he still had a good impression of the Hua family, but because of Hua Wuying, the good impression he had of the Hua family disappeared. However, he did not intend to go against the Hua family. If the Hua family could treat Hua Wuying better, then they could talk nicely in the future. However, they shouldn't have used Hua Wuying's matter to force him to concoct pills for them. That was a little too shameless. Hua Qingwen also felt the anger in Yang Hongwu's heart. She knew that he was very angry, so she didn't plead for the Hua family. Although the Hua family was her home, the current Hua family was rotten to the core. If she really wanted to rebuild the Hua family, she would need the help of Yang Hongwu. Hua Wuying was undoubtedly a good choice. Therefore, Hua Qingwen did not plead for mercy at this time. I am not a member of the Hua family, nor do I have the blood of the Hua family. I have nothing to do with the Hua family. Now, the only people related to me in the Hua family are Hua Wuying and a few others. Go and tell them that if Hua Wuying is wronged again, I will go to the ancient domain and teach them a lesson. Yang Hongwu pointed at Hua Qingwen and said coldly. Hua Qingwen heard Yang Hongwu's cold words and felt a chill in his heart. He felt a little uncomfortable. He knew that Yang Hongwu's words were absolutely not a lie. With his status as a 7th grade alchemist, even in the ancient domain, he would be an honored guest of the major clans. If he asked, many people would be willing to help him. At that time, even if the Hua family could deal with it, it would be a big headache. Then, the Hua family's strength and status would be lowered again. No, such a thing must not happen. Hua Chunwen said, I'm sorry, I was too impulsive. Hua Chunwen hesitated for a moment and apologized to Yang Hongwu. Don't worry, Hua Wuying will not be wronged again in the Hua family. As for the pill, it's fine if you don't want to. I will send you news about Hua Wuying regularly. After saying that, Hua Chunwen turned around and left. He knew that it would be bad if he said too much. After Hua Chunwen left, Yang Hongwu's mood became worse. I'm sorry, I did not expect the Hua family to become like this, Hua Qinxue said apologetically. Yang Hongwu shook his head. This has nothing to do with you. It's just that the Hua family has declined. In a family, there will always be some arrogant people. This is inevitable. However, Qinxue, don't worry. When I go to the ancient domain in the future, I will help you rebuild the Hua family. I will also find a way to make you a physical body. Hua Qinxue smiled bitterly. The Hua family's matter was easy to deal with. Yang Hongwu definitely had the strength to do it. However, to find a physical body for her and let her become a real person again was not an easy task. Even the primordial spirit realm was far from enough. Now that Hua Qinxue's strength had recovered to mysterious embryo realm level 8, this speed was really amazing. With the battle spirit possession and the divine dragon demon suppression talisman, her strength could be greatly improved. However, if she wanted to condense a physical body, she would need to cultivate to the legendary god realm. Of course, if she had a spiritual treasure, it would be possible. Or if she had an 8th grade emperor pill, she might be able to condense a physical body directly. Before Hua Qinxue could speak, Yang Hongwu found that one of his messaging talismans was ringing. He took out the messaging talisman and connected it. This was Yu Ji's messaging talisman. Yu Ji was also looking for him? Yang Hongwu was a little surprised. Did something happen? Or did she also know that he had become a 7th grade alchemist? However, if even the Hua family knew, then there was no reason for the Yu family not to know. In the ancient domain, the Yu family was one of the top 10 families. They were much stronger than the Hua family. Yu Ji, you're looking for me? My little man, you're in the limelight now. Yu Ji's pleasant voice came from the other side. That kind of feeling could make people go soft. Yang Hongwu cursed in his heart. What a seductress. He couldn't help but think of the day when he had just crossed over and possessed his body. He was in bed with Yu Ji. That kind of feeling was really nostalgic. What's wrong? Did you get any news from your side? Yang Hongwu asked. A 7th grade alchemist, Pill King. I didn't expect my little man to be so powerful. He's even stronger than me. There are only a few 7th grade alchemists in the entire ancient domain. Yu Ji said, You guys know about it too? You're really well informed. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. His identity as a 7th grade alchemist and Pill King was not only known in the ancient desolate continent, but also in the entire ancient domain. Being too famous was not necessarily a good thing. The key was that he was still a 7th grade alchemist. This Dan King, there was still a lot of exaggeration. Chapter 240. Chapter 240 Wooing from All Sides. Why are you looking for me this time? Don't tell me it's just to tell me this? Yang Hongwu asked. Can I look for you if there's nothing? Yu Ji said unhappily when she heard that. Of course, but the price is too high. Didn't you tell me that this jade talisman can only be used 3 times? Said Yang Hongwu. In fact, Yang Hongwu had done some research on jade talismans by now. He could decipher this communication jade talisman and refine it himself. As long as he had enough time to improve his divine talisman technique to the next level, he would be able to refine this messaging jade talisman. Actually, there is something. Yu Ji pondered for a moment and said, Now, you're an alchemist. A 7th grade alchemist. Not only in the ancient desolate continent, but also in the ancient domain. They want to rope you in, including the top 10 families and the 4 immortal realms. I have long expected this. Yang Hongwu said, I just didn't expect that a 7th grade pill that I accidentally refined would attract so many things. It's not a good thing to be the tallest tree in the forest. His original plan was to keep a low profile and raise his cultivation base. Once he broke through to arcane embryo stage 7 or even higher, He would kill Tian at the ancient desolate continent's genius competition. Who would have thought that he would cause so much trouble? He had already become the focus of the various forces. Can you still refine 7th grade medicinal pills now? When she heard that Yang Hongwu was accidentally refined, Yuji was not too surprised. This was normal. If he really became a 7th grade alchemist and a Dan King, then she would feel shocked. The gap between a grade 6 alchemist and a grade 7 alchemist was not small. In the ancient domain, all grade 7 alchemists were over 100 years old or even a few hundred years old. However, Yang Hongwu was only 20 years old. To have such a level at such a young age, how terrifying was that? If a genius was too monstrous, but his strength didn't increase, and he didn't have enough strength to protect himself, then this genius was destined not to live for long. In Yuji's eyes, Yang Hongwu was her man, her benefactor, and her closest person. She didn't want anything to happen to Yang Hongwu. In fact, she would rather Yang Hongwu be an ordinary person for the rest of his life, an ordinary person without cultivation. But she didn't expect that Yang Hongwu's pure young body was broken by her. But he also got such a huge adventure and now became a 7th grade alchemist. As such, his life was destined to be extraordinary. He was destined to embark on the path of cultivation. The path of cultivation was bound to be full of dangers and thorns. It was filled with bumps and dangers. If one wasn't careful, then one's soul would scatter and never be reincarnated. Yang Hongwu said, "No, a 6th grade medicinal pill is not a problem at all. But a 7th grade medicinal pill, unless my cultivation increases again and reaches the primordial spirit realm, then perhaps I will be able to refine a 7th grade medicinal pill. Right now, my cultivation is only at the Purple Palace realm. It is impossible for me to refine a 7th grade medicinal pill. Your current situation is very dangerous. Do you know that?" said Yuji. "I know. How could Yang Hongwu not know that? If he didn't understand these things, then he would be a fool. I suggest that you go into secluded cultivation for a short period of time. Don't pay attention to anything outside. Even if the other 3 great academies come looking for you, don't pay attention to them. Right now, you are in the Celestial Academy. I believe that the Celestial Academy will protect a genius like you. As long as you stay in the Celestial Academy, no one will be able to threaten your safety. Once you leave the Celestial Academy, your life might be in danger." Yuji's tone was filled with worry. When Yang Hongwu heard that, he smiled bitterly. Would he be safe in the Celestial Academy? How could there be such a good thing? Right now, he was at the heart of the struggle. Who knew how many people were waiting for him to refine medicinal pills? Would he be able to refuse all of them? If he were to arouse the anger of the crowd, then the matter would become extremely serious. If it was 1 or 2 people, it would be easy for him to refuse. But what about 10, 100, 1,000 people? Furthermore, those people were not ordinary people. Likely, they were all old guys with extremely high status and terrifying cultivation. Furthermore, among those old guys, there might be some who had reached the limit of their lifespan. For the sake of their own lives, for their own benefits, for the sake of their own breakthroughs, for the sake of their own survival, for the sake of their own lives, for the sake of their own benefits, for the sake of their own breakthroughs, for the sake of their own survival, they would do anything. Thus, he had to think of a way. Staying in the Celestial Academy was not necessarily a good thing. It was definitely safe. In the Celestial Academy, there are many old guys. Those old guys had most likely also reached the limit of their lifespan. They had thought of all sorts of methods to prolong their own lifespan. Each and every one of them were originally going to die. Yet, they had used all sorts of methods to prolong their own lifespan to become old bastards. As the saying goes, those old bastards who don't die are thieves. Those old bastards were not good people. At the very least, that was what Yang Hongwu believed. Those people who were originally going to die had, for the sake of their own selfish desires, spent too many resources so that they could live on and become old bastards. For the sake of their own benefits, what wouldn't these people do? Justice, morality, human life, and so on, these were nothing in their eyes. The lives of ordinary people were like ants in their eyes, not worth mentioning. Don't worry, I know how to deal with it. You came to me just to tell me this. Could it be that your Yu clan doesn't have any opinions? asked Yang Hongwu. If your clan doesn't have any opinions, I'm afraid you wouldn't have wasted such a precious opportunity to talk to me, right? This was the truth. This kind of communication jade talisman was very precious. It could be used to communicate across domains. Yang Hongwu was very clear about this. Even the Hua clan had to pay a huge price to communicate with Hua Chengwen. As for this kind of communication jade talisman that could be used at any time, there was no need to talk about it. Its value and preciousness were much higher than the price of Hua Chengwen's communication jade talisman. You don't have to worry about these things. I will deal with it. In addition, the Yu clan might send people to look for you again. You don't have to pay attention to them. Although they are strong, due to the restriction of the ancient desolate continent's laws, they can't use their full strength. So, there's no need to worry. I think with your current ability, you should be more than enough to deal with them, said Yuji. Aren't you afraid that the Yu clan will say that you're a traitor? Yang Hongwu couldn't help but smile. This girl really cared about him. Would they dare? Yuji's tone revealed incomparable confidence. Although I'm not the Yu clan's patriarch now, I still have a position in the Yu clan. They won't dare to do anything to me. That's good. I also don't want anything to happen to you because of me. You are mine. And wait until I go to the ancient domain. I will properly deal with you, said Yang Hongwu. Chapter 241. Young Master Liang's revenge. 2 of the 10 great clans of the ancient region had come looking for him. One was the Hua clan, and the other was the Yu clan. Yang Hongwu only knew 3 of them: the Hua family, the Yu family, and the Bai family. The ancient regions by clan, the Azura clan. He had cultivated the Bai clan's 10 directions killing fist. Moreover, it was the complete version. The complete 10-direction killing fist was something only the core disciples of the ancient regions by family were qualified to practice. I wonder if the Bai family will come looking for me? Yang Hongwu thought of the woman in snow-white clothes that day. In a residence within the alchemy department, young Master Liang sat cross-legged on a futon with a fierce look in his eyes. Damn you, Yang Hongwu. How dare you embarrass me like this and leave a bad impression in front of the dean? I won't let you go. I can't do anything to you, but I have countless ways to make you pay. Liang Xiao's eyes flashed with coldness. He picked up a jade talisman. It was the communication jade talisman. Is it Cousin Xiaomu? Young Master Liang asked. Young Master Liang, what's the matter? A lazy voice came from the other side. Cousin, do me a favor, young Master Liang said. What is it? Just say it. What is our relationship? When Xiaomu heard that his cousin actually came to him for help, he was surprised. Young Master Liang was a genius in the alchemy department and was now a level 6 alchemist. He was highly regarded by the vice principal and was the vice principal's last disciple. Usually, it was only others who came to him for help. He did not expect that he would come to him today. It's not a big deal. Cousin, you should know about the famous Yang Hongwu, right? Young Master Liang said. Of course I know. He's a level 7 alchemist, the only Dan King in our Tianyi Academy. TSK. If I can form a relationship with him and ask him to concoct a level 7 medicinal pill for me, I'll have a chance to make a breakthrough. When Xiaomu heard this, he was very curious about this elixir king and wanted to get involved with him. However, he was only a steward in charge of the Academy's mission issuance. His cultivation had long reached the half-step primordial soul realm, but he had not improved at all. If he could obtain a 7th grade medicinal pill, a half-step perfect 7th grade medicinal pill, there would be hope for a breakthrough. However, he was an elixir king. They were not qualified to get to know him now. Who knew how many 4th step primordial spirit realm cultivators were trying to curry favor with him? How could a puny half-step primordial soul realm like him be qualified? What's wrong, cousin? Do you have a way to get in touch with him and help me out? Xiaomu did not know that at this moment, young Master Liang hated Yang Hongwu to the core. He thought that young Master Liang also wanted to form a relationship with him and even wanted to be his disciple. Make connections? Young Master Liang sneered. That person is very arrogant and has a high status. How could a small alchemist like me catch his eye? Even the dean of my alchemy department personally went to invite him. How am I qualified? Young Master Liang's words were filled with resentment. Xiaomu finally understood. Although his cultivation had not improved much and his name was Xiongmu, it did not mean that he was a fool. In his words, young Master Liang's resentment towards Yang Hongwu could not be clearer. Xiongmu rolled his eyes. This cousin of his was probably not looking for him for a good reason. His resentment towards Yang Hongwu was probably because he was jealous of him. This cousin of his had been good at everything since he was young. He had always been a genius. Martial arts, alchemy, and so on were all first class. All of this made him very proud. He thought that he was the best in everything and was the strongest in everything. He looked down on his elder brothers, especially Xiongmu, whose cultivation had not improved for so many years. He was only a steward in the academy. If he did not improve, he would probably be like that for the rest of his life. As a true disciple who was focused on nurturing in the alchemy department, why would he be interested in Xiongmu? This time, it was very likely that young Master Liang wanted Xiongmu to help him deal with Yang Hongwu, a 7th grade elixir king. Xiongmu's thoughts turned very quickly. Opportunity. This was definitely an opportunity. Young Master Liang wanted to deal with Yang Hongwu. Xiongmu wanted to build a relationship with Yang Hongwu, a 7th grade elixir king. Was this not a perfect opportunity? If Xiongmu told young Master Liang that he wanted to deal with Yang Hongwu, what would young Master Liang think of him? Young Master Liang would definitely be grateful to Xiongmu. Then, Xiongmu would have hope of getting a 7th grade elixir. Even if he could not get a 7th grade elixir, a perfect 6th grade peak elixir should be possible, right? In this way, his cultivation could break through the half-step primordial soul realm and enter the first-step primordial soul realm. Xiongmu took a deep breath and suppressed the excitement in his heart. He said, "Cousin, you want to deal with Yang Hongwu? I'm afraid I can't help you with this. I'm just a small steward in charge of managing tasks. Even a direct disciple of the elixir department like you can't do anything about it. What can I do?" It's precisely because I'm a direct disciple of the elixir department that it's not easy for me to do it. The dean of the elixir department has already personally invited Yang Hongwu. If I were to go against him at this time, I'm afraid I won't even be able to maintain my position as a direct disciple. Young Master Liang was very clear that the old soul sage was very powerful. He was even more powerful than his own master. He always meant what he said. If Xiongmu really did something and was found out, the matter would not be as simple as being expelled. His life might not even be guaranteed. Then I can't do it. It's too dangerous. Xiongmu shook his head. Xiongmu was a smart person. He said this on purpose. Otherwise, if he agreed too easily, it would make young Master Liang suspicious. After all, if this matter was exposed, it would be very risky. If it was light, he would be kicked out of the academy. If it was heavy, his cultivation would be crippled. He might even lose his life. Once this matter is exposed, I'll be kicked out of the academy at the very least. If it was more serious, my cultivation might be crippled, or I might even be killed. Young Master Liang said, "Cousin, you can rest assured about this. I'm not asking you to do anything that violates the academy's rules. Cousin, with your current position, you can deal with Yang Hongwu." Oh, where did this come from? Xiongmu was shocked when he heard this and asked. Ever since Yang Hongwu entered the academy, he has never done a task. As a student of the Celestial Academy, he has a task that he must complete every month. As long as you give him the task of the Morning Soul Mountain Range, I guarantee that he won't be able to return. He will die without a burial place. Young Master Liang was very vicious when he said this. Xiongmu shuddered when he heard this. This plot was really too vicious. The Morning Soul Mountain Range was definitely a place where one could enter but not leave. Even an elder of the 4th step of the primordial soul realm would find it difficult to come out safely. Although Yang Hongwu was a rank 7 alchemist, his cultivation was only at the Purple Mansion realm. If he entered the Morning Soul Mountain Range with the cultivation of the Purple Mansion realm, he would definitely die. This isn't appropriate. Yang Hongwu is just a new student who just entered the academy. It's obviously unreasonable to give this task to him, Xiongmu said. Chapter 242. Morning Mountains. This cousin, that Yang Hongwu is not a fool. You should be able to tell, right? Xiongmu was not so easily fooled. Of course, if there were some benefits, that would be a different matter. Anyway, he did not plan to be with Xiongmu. If he could get some benefits from Xiao Mu, he would have more confidence in talking to Yang Hongwu. Cousin, if this matter is settled, I can give you the spiritual wood golden pill. Liang Shaoi gritted his teeth and said. When Xiao Mu heard this, his eyes lit up. He had wanted the Lingmu golden elixir for a long time. It was not that he had not looked for young Master Liang before, but he had received many things, but he had not found this elixir for him. He did not expect that this time, young Master Liang would be willing to take it out and beg him. This made Xiao Mu very surprised. The spiritual wood golden elixir was a half-step grade 7 elixir. Moreover, it was a perfect grade elixir. Young Master Liang had obtained this golden elixir from the remains of an elixir king. Young Master Liang had obtained the inheritance of that elixir king, which was why he had the status he had today. But cousin, that Lingmu Jindan is too important to you. I can't take it. Xiao Mu was extremely envious of that Lingmu golden elixir. He had wanted it for a long time, but could not get it. This time, the opportunity had come. Of course, Xiao Mu wanted to seize it. The Lingmu golden elixir was of great help to wood elemental cultivators. Both young Master Liang and Xiao Mu had wood elemental attributes, but the difference was that young Master Liang also had fire elemental attributes. He had a wood and fire dual elemental constitution, while Xiao Mu only had wood elemental attributes. In terms of aptitude, Xiao Mu was even worse than young Master Liang. In order to deal with Yang Hongwu, I'm willing to give up half of my family's fortune, let alone a mere spiritual wood golden elixir. As long as Yang Hongwu pays the price and dies. Liang Xiao gritted his teeth when he mentioned Yang Hongwu. All right, but cousin, you have to give me the spiritual wood golden pill first, Xiao Mu said through gritted teeth. No, cousin, it's not that I don't trust you, but this matter has to be settled before I can give it to you. This is a matter of great importance. You know the value of the spiritual wood golden elixir. It will be of great help to you. With the help of the spiritual wood golden elixir, you will be able to achieve a breakthrough in your cultivation and enter the primordial spirit realm of first step. You might even have the chance to reach the primordial spirit realm of second step. Young Master Liang was not a fool. Lingmu's golden elixir was too precious. How could he agree to give the golden elixir to Xiao Mu before the matter was settled? Then forget it. Cousin, you're so insincere. Although this golden core is good, I won't take such a huge risk. You have to know that once I'm discovered, only death awaits me. Xiao Mu shook his head. When young Master Liang heard this, he gritted his teeth in anger. This cousin of hers was also someone who wouldn't act until he saw the hair. Cousin, how about this? I'll give you a spiritual wood elemental elixir first. After the matter is settled, I'll give you a spiritual wood golden elixir. When Xiao Mu heard this, his eyes lit up. This guy actually had a spiritual wood elemental elixir. Although the spiritual wood elemental elixir was not as good as the spiritual wood golden elixir, it was still a rare elixir. All right, Xiao Mu nodded. One day later, Xiao Mu came to Yang Hongwu's residence early in the morning alone. Who are you? Why are you looking for me? Yang Hongwu was annoyed by those who came to ask for elixirs. 99% of the people who came to look for him were asking for elixirs. Grade 5 and Grade 6 elixirs were still okay, but he had no way of refining Grade 7 elixirs. Therefore, all the people who came to ask for elixirs these few days were all rejected by Yang Hongwu. If you're asking for elixirs, then save your breath. I have to go out tomorrow to complete the Academy's mission. I don't have time to refine elixirs, Yang Hongwu said. Junior brother Yang, I'm not here to ask for elixirs. I have something to tell you. Xiao Mu looked at Yang Hongwu and said, Let me introduce myself first. My name is Xiao Mu, and I'm the steward who manages and distributes the disciples' daily missions in the Academy. So it's senior brother Xiao Mu. When Yang Hongwu heard that Xiao Mu was not here to ask for elixirs, he heaved a sigh of relief and said, Senior brother Xiao Mu, are you here for Qiu Shuang and my mission? Senior brother, don't worry. We'll set off tomorrow to complete the mission. We won't make things difficult for you. This just so happened to give him a chance to leave. No, that's not what I meant. In fact, regarding the mission, you can complete it whenever you want. With your current title as an elixir king, who would dare to offend you? Even the Academy will not do anything to you because of a mere mission. I'm not here to look for you because of this matter. Xiaomu immediately shook his head and said when he heard Yang Hongwu's words, if it's not about this matter, then why is senior brother looking for me? When Yang Hongwu heard this, he did not understand. If this mission steward was not here for his mission, then why was he here? Junior brother must know young Master Liang, right? I'm his cousin. He came to find me yesterday. It's about junior brother. Xiaomu looked around and said, Junior brother, this is not the place to talk. Let's find a quiet place first. After all, the walls have ears. Yang Hongwu was not afraid that Xiaomu had any schemes. Xiaomu was only at the half-step primordial soul realm, so Yang Hongwu was not afraid that he had any tricks up his sleeves. If they really fought, and he could not win, he could still run away. The small teleportation talisman could do that. Yang Hongwu nodded and led Xiaomu into the reception room. Senior brother Xiaomu, you should know that young Master Liang and I are enemies. He doesn't have a good impression of me, and probably hates me to the core. Yang Hongwu asked, Senior brother Xiaomu, as young Master Liang's cousin, did you come to me to stand up for young Master Liang? Yang Hongwu understood very well that Xiaomu was probably not here to cause trouble for him. Instead, it seemed like he was here to deal with young Master Liang. Or rather, he was here to tell him that young Master Liang wanted to deal with him. In reality, this was nothing to Yang Hongwu. So what if he knew? So what if he did not know? He would deal with whatever came his way. There would always be a way to deal with it. If he could not even solve a small problem, then how could he compete with Zi Tian? How could he become the top person in the ancient wilderness? No, junior brother, you've misunderstood. I'm not here to avenge young Master Liang or to cause trouble for you. On the contrary, I want to tell you that young Master Liang has a scheme against you. Xiaomu was afraid that Yang Hongwu would misunderstand, so he quickly explained. Oh, when Yang Hongwu heard Xiaomu's words, he was not too surprised. Perhaps this Xiaomu was trying to bait him? This wasn't impossible. One had to be careful in everything. Hence, Yang Hongwu would not completely believe Xiaomu's words. What scheme is it? Does senior brother know? Chapter 243. An Unexpected Surprise. Interesting. Yang Hongwu's eyes lit up. This mission aroused Yang Hongwu's interest. Morning Soul Mountain Range. This name was quite frightening. However, the more mysterious and frightening a place was, the greater the opportunity, right? Danger and opportunity coexisted. If it wasn't dangerous, all the good things would have been taken away by others. How could he still have a chance? So, junior brother Yang, you must be careful. You absolutely can't accept the assignment in the Morning Soul Mountain Range, said Xiaomu. However, Yang Hongwu smiled and said, Many thanks to Senior Xiaomu. I've already made my choice regarding the mission. Didn't he want me to go to the Morning Soul Mountain Range? I'll do as he wishes. I'll accept this mission. To others, this place was very dangerous. However, to Yang Hongwu, the Morning Soul Mountain Range might be a cultivation treasure ground. He had the divine dragon, demon-suppressing talisman, and the 9 heavens mysterious Een Tower. There was also the dragon egg and the mysterious wooden strip. With these treasures in hand, why would he be worried about a mere Morning Soul Mountain Range? If the Morning Soul Mountain Range was terrifying enough, it would be able to stop those who wanted to seize the Immortal Pagoda, and he would be able to use the Immortal Pagoda's power without worry. Hearing Yang Hongwu's words, Xiaomu was stunned. Was he crazy? The Morning Soul Mountain Range was a place where even elders of the 4th step of the primordial spirit realm did not dare to enter. You, junior brother Yang, are you joking? Although you are very outstanding in alchemy and are a grade 7 alchemist, the Morning Soul Mountain Range is not a place for sightseeing. It is fraught with danger, and who knows how many primordial soul realm 4th step experts have died there, Xiaomu said blankly. Yang Hongwu said, I know what I'm doing. Thank you for telling me these things, senior brother. Husband, are you really going to the Morning Soul Mountain Range to accept that mission? When Zheng Qiushuang heard this, she also became very serious. She also knew that the Morning Soul Mountain Range was very dangerous. Xiaomu was not lying. That's right. The Morning Soul Mountain Range is an opportunity for me to soar into the sky. Yang Hongwu's eyes flickered. But the Morning Soul Mountain Range is too dangerous. Once you enter, it's basically very difficult to come out. Seeing Yang Hongwu like this, Zhang Qiushuang was even more worried. This was much more dangerous than going out to other places to gain experience. However, when she saw the look in Yang Hongwu's eyes, Zhang Qiushuang knew that he had already made his decision and it would be difficult to change it. Danger is only for others. The Morning Soul Mountain Range is different for me. The corners of Yang Hongwu's mouth curled up into a smile. Since you want to go to the Morning Soul Mountain Range, I want to go with you, Zhang Qiushuang said. This, Shuang, you know the dangers of going to the Morning Soul Mountain Range. Do you really want to go with me? Yang Hongwu looked at Zhang Qiushuang with a serious tone. Yes, I must go. Zhang Qiushuang nodded solemnly. You are my husband. Wherever you are, I will be there. Even if it's a mountain of swords and a sea of fire, even if it's an infernal hell, I will follow you in life and death. Okay, then let's go together. Yang Hongwu nodded. Zhang Qiushuang was his woman, a woman that he could trust. In case of a life and death crisis, he could bring her into the immortal pagoda space. Thinking of the immortal pagoda space, Yang Hongwu almost forgot that his cultivation had already reached the Purple Mansion realm. He could try to go to the second floor of the immortal pagoda space. He didn't know what was in the second floor of the immortal pagoda space. While Zhang Qiushuang was preparing to enter the Morning Soul Mountain Range, Yang Hongwu was preparing to enter the second floor of the immortal pagoda space. He didn't expect that someone would come looking for him. Yang Hongwu looked and saw that it was Zi Xintong's maid, Xiao Yi. Miss Xiao Yi, why did you come looking for me? Yang Hongwu had a good impression of this little maid who used to speak ill of him. This little girl's temperament wasn't too bad. She was just spoiled. Of course, it was also because his status back then wasn't high. This little girl was inexperienced and looked down on him. That was normal. Seeing Yang Hongwu again, Xiao Yi's mood was very complicated. If it wasn't for the miss asking her to deliver the things to him, Xiao Yi really didn't want to come. If she didn't come, the miss would personally deliver it. This way, Xiao Yi didn't want to see it even more. This is what the miss asked me to give to you. Xiao Yi took out a package and handed it to Yang Hongwu and said in a stiff tone. Yang Hongwu smiled slightly. This little girl still had this temper. He didn't care, nor was he angry. Zi Xintong had helped him a lot. This favor wasn't easy to repay. Yang Hongwu took the package and took out a porcelain bottle. He handed it to her and said, Miss Xiao Yi, this is the pill your miss needs. Don't lose it. It was the 9 Revolutions Spirit Congealing Pill. He had only refined 2 9 Revolutions Spirit Congealing Pill. These were all materials provided by Zi Xintong. Zi Xintong gave him 4 sets of materials. He had only refined 2 pills. Of course, there was only 1 pill in the porcelain bottle. As for the other one, Yang Hongwu intended to use it himself. The 9 Revolutions Spirit Congealing Pill was also of great help to his cultivation of the Refining Spirit Heart Sutra. It should be able to make his divine dwelling break through 1 or 2 levels. It shouldn't be too much of a problem for him to reach the 8th level of the divine dwelling. He could even reach the 9th level of the divine dwelling. I thank you on behalf of my Mississippi Xiao. He looked at the pill. It was the 9 Revolutions Spirit Congealing Pill. This was the pill her miss needed. For this pill, her miss had spent countless thoughts. Now, she finally got what she wanted. Her cultivation could also break through. Although she didn't like Yang Hongwu, she also knew that Yang Hongwu had helped her miss a lot. This was a very big favor. This is what I should do. There's no need to thank me. Yang Hongwu said with a faint smile on his face. Don't think that you're worthy of my miss now that you're a Dan King. I'm telling you, no, as long as I'm here, your conspiracy won't succeed. The little girl glared at him fiercely. After saying those words, she turned around and walked out of the door. Seeing the situation, Yang Hongwu was dumbfounded. This little girl was really, since when did he want to be worthy of her miss? Besides, whether he was worthy or not, it was not up to her, a little maid, to decide, right? However, this little girl really had a personality. She was quite cute. Yang Hongwu turned around and walked into the house. This was sent by Zi Shintong. It was estimated that it was also a medicinal ingredient, but he didn't know what kind of medicinal ingredient it was. Back in the house, Yang Hongwu opened the package and looked at the box inside. The box was very special. The runes on it were actually the kind of heat insulation runes. This kind of special heat insulation box. Could it be that it contained a fire attribute spiritual herb? A fire attribute spiritual herb was packed in a special heat insulation box. Then, the spiritual herb in this box was definitely not simple. Yang Hongwu carefully opened the box, and a scorching heat hit his face. Chapter 244. Gao Qingqing with the divine fire purple gold iron. He would be able to hatch the gold-devouring beetles. Once they hatched, he would be able to survive in the morning Soul Mountain range. Taking a deep breath, Yang Hongwu suppressed his excitement and put the divine fire purple gold iron and the gold-devouring beetles together to hatch them. What's this? Something fell out of the storage bag. Looking at this thing, Yang Hongwu couldn't help but pat his head. Motherf asterisk Kerr. Too many things had happened in this period of time. To think that he had even forgotten about this matter. He really shouldn't have. The thing that fell out was the thing that Gao Zheng gave him. He wanted to give it to Gao Zheng's daughter, Gao Qingqing, but he didn't look for Gao Qingqing. And Yang Hongwu had never heard of Gao Qingqing. Let's go out and ask around. Yang Hongwu told Zheng Qiushuang and walked out of the courtyard. Flying Phoenix Pavilion was the best place to ask about Gao Qingqing. They were all female disciples, so it should be easy to find information about Gao Qingqing. When he arrived at Flying Phoenix Pavilion, the girls were all happy to see Yang Hongwu. Big brother Yang, you're here. Junior brother Yang, are you here for big sister? He must be here for senior sister Ran. Or maybe senior sister Fan. I think with big brother Yang's current status, you can even marry big sister and the others. That's right, big brother Yang will be our brother-in-law. Yes, if you need any pills in the future, just ask him. Hearing their words, Yang Hongwu's forehead was covered in sweat. Motherf asterisk Kerr, this is too crazy. I'm her brother-in-law now, and I'm marrying Feng Xian Ro and the other two. Why don't I marry all the female disciples of the Flying Phoenix Pavilion? Flying Phoenix Pavilion would be his harem. Yang Hongwu ran away in a sorry state. Look, big brother Yang is scared by you. It's you. I think big brother Yang is happy. Unfortunately, I'm not as pretty as big sister and the others, or I would be big brother Yang's woman. Yang Hongwu went straight to Ran Xiaoling's residence. Looking for Ran Xiaoling wasn't just to ask her to help find Gao Qingqing. There was another matter, and that was that he had obtained the good fortune pill scripture passed down in her family. If he swallowed it just like that, it wouldn't be right if he didn't give her any benefits. They arrived at Ran Xiaoling's mansion. Ran Xiaoling was just walking out when they bumped into each other. Junior brother Yang, you've come. Seeing Yang Hongwu, Ran Xiaoling was pleasantly surprised. Yes, senior sister Ran. I'm here to look for you, Yang Hongwu said. Please come in. Ran Xiaoling led Yang Hongwu into the room and poured some tea for him before asking, Junior brother Yang, is there something you need from me? Well, first of all, I want to thank senior sister Ran. In fact, my breakthrough in alchemy is thanks to the thing that senior sister Ran gave me. I've already opened that thing. Yang Hongwu took out the box and opened it. The jade slip appeared in front of him. Now, the jade slip had lost its luster. This was because the jade slip's energy had been consumed. This jade slip was a special kind of jade slip. It wasn't the kind that could only be used once. As long as there was enough time, the jade slip would contain enough energy and the information inside could be checked again. I've read the information inside this jade slip. It consumed too much energy, but senior sister doesn't have to worry. After some time, the jade slip will recover its energy and you can read it again. Yang Hongwu placed the box in front of Ran Xiaoling. Ran Xiaoling looked at the box that Yang Hongwu handed over and was very excited. She didn't expect that Yang Hongwu had really solved the secret in it. He even returned it to her. This kind of behavior was very rare. Thank you, junior brother Yang. Thank you so much, Ran Xiaoling said. Senior sister Ran, you don't have to be like this. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, Senior apprentice sister, if you really want to learn the things in the jade slip, then you have to understand the things on the box. The restriction runes on the box are actually a kind of pill recipe. Unless senior apprentice sister can refine the pill recipe, then you can't practice the things in the jade slip. This is a special kind of pill. If senior apprentice sister can't refine it, then you can't practice the things in the jade slip. Yang Hongwu knew the horror of this good fortune pill scripture. The conditions for practicing the good fortune pill scripture were very harsh. It was the same for refining the restriction-breaking pill. If one didn't have a huge spiritual force, they couldn't refine the restriction-breaking pill and couldn't open the jade slip's restriction. Even if the restriction of the jade slip was opened, forcibly practicing the good fortune pill scripture inside the jade slip wouldn't have a good end. Ran Shaoling didn't doubt Yang Hongwu's words at all. The things in the box were especially simple. If there were really no restrictions, the old ancestor wouldn't have to be like this. I know. I still have to thank you, said Ran Shaoling. At least now that the box had been cracked, it was much easier than before. The energy in the jade slip would soon be fully charged. Furthermore, I have one more thing that I need senior sister's help with. Yang Hongwu said. What is it? Junior brother, just say it, said Ran Shaoling. I don't know if senior sister Ran has heard of a person called Gao Qingqing in the Celestial Academy. Yang Hongwu asked. Gao Qingqing? Junior brother, you want to find Gao Qingqing? Ran Shaoling said with a frown. Correct. Senior sister knows about Gao Qingqing. That's really great. Yang Hongwu was pleasantly surprised. Since Ran Shaoling knew about Gao Qingqing, it couldn't be better. It would save him a lot of trouble. Gao Qingqing is a very outstanding genius in our Celestial Academy. It is said that she possesses the legendary cyan lotus sacred body, said Ran Shaoling. She was brought to the ancient domain several years ago to practice. Hearing this, Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. He didn't expect that the person he was looking for had actually gone to the ancient domain. Siam Lotus Sacred Body. Motherfucker, it's actually a sacred body. That's really amazing. Battle bodies are divided into ordinary battle bodies. Then a mortal body, and above a mortal body is sacred body. A true sacred body is a powerful battle body. Just like his 9 dragons sacred body, it is one of the most powerful battle bodies in the world. As for Siam Lotus Sacred Body, it is also a sacred body. It is extremely terrifying. It shouldn't be any weaker than his 9 dragons sacred body. She went to the ancient domain. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath and said, Then there is no other way. I will go look for her after I enter the ancient domain. Junior brother, is there something urgent that you need to look for Gao Qingqing? If there is, there's a way to contact Gao Qingqing. Ran Shaoling thought for a moment and said, There's a way to contact Gao Qingqing? Yang Hongwu was delighted. After all, he had promised Gao Zheng something. If he didn't fulfill it, he would feel guilty. For this kind of thing, the sooner he could accomplish it, the better. Chapter 245. Chapter 245, Sacred Green Lotus Physique Bu Family? Bu Jitian's family? When Yang Hongwu heard this, he smiled bitterly. He didn't expect to meet his nemesis again. Bu Jitian, that guy really didn't give up on him. He wanted to kill him. If you want to find Bu Shuilian now, he would be worried. However, she still had to go. If Bu Shuilian really valued Gao Qingqing, she would most likely help. After all, this was related to Gao Qingqing's father. Gao Qingqing's father, Gao Zheng, was already dead. Gao Qingqing had to know about such an important matter. Yes, I don't recommend junior brother to look for Bu Shuilian. Furthermore, Bu Shuilian should still be in seclusion, attempting to break through to the first level of the primordial spirit realm, said Ran Shaoling. No matter what, I still have to make a trip there so that I have a clear conscience. Yang Hongwu said, The death of Gao Qingqing's father, Gao Zheng, was not caused by me, but he died because of me. I must do what he asked me to do before he died. I'll go with you, junior brother. Ran Shaoling hesitated for a moment before saying, There's no need. Senior sister, you don't have to worry about me. Although Bu Shuilian is at the 4th step of the primordial soul realm and is powerful, it won't be easy for her to kill me. I have ways to escape. She won't be able to kill me. On the other hand, if senior sister goes with me, it won't be so easy for me to escape. Yang Hongwu shook his head and refused. Ran Shaoling thought about it and agreed. Although she was stronger than Yang Hongwu, She wouldn't even have the chance to escape from Bu Shulian, who was at the fourth step of the primordial spirit realm. Moreover, junior brother Yang was now a seventh-tier pill king. She knew what a seventh-tier pill king meant to the Tianyi Academy. She wouldn't risk universal condemnation by attacking him. All right, junior brother, you must be careful, Ran Shaoling said. And, senior sister, don't worry. I'll be fine. In addition, here's some pills. Senior sister, give them to big sister. Some of these pills are for senior sisters and junior sisters to cultivate. The other part is for the auction. Yang Hanwu handed the storage bag containing the pills to Ran Shaoling. After exiting the Flying Phoenix Pavilion, Yang Hanwu headed straight for Bu Shulian's residence. As an elder at the fourth step of the primordial spirit realm, Bu Shulian lived in the real Tianyi Academy. Ordinary outer court students and even inner court students were not allowed to enter. However, Yang Hanwu was different. Yang Hanwu had the status of a Dan King. If he wanted to enter the inner palace of the Celestial Academy, he could. Soon, Yang Hanwu arrived at the Water Lotus Courtyard. This was where Bu Shulian cultivated. The Water Lotus Courtyard was very quiet, and the scenery was also very elegant. It was a courtyard on water, surrounded by water lotuses. It was very beautiful and moving. Moreover, the arrangement of these water lotuses was a formation. The level of the person who arranged the formation was very high. He should have reached the realm of a 6th grade formation master, because this was a perfect 6th grade formation. Yang Hongwu came to the gate of the Water Lotus Courtyard. Looking at the tightly shut door, he frowned. Is he really still in seclusion? It would be troublesome to disturb his closed-door cultivation. When Yang Hongwu was really distressed, he saw an acquaintance. Zi Xintong. Yang Hongwu was pleasantly surprised. She was really his savior. Zi Xintong's status among the true disciples was very high. She should be able to help him. Zi Xintong was also very surprised to see Yang Hongwu. She did not expect Yang Hongwu to come to the inner palace. However, after thinking about it, she felt relieved. Yang Hongwu's status was not the same as before. Who would not want to rope him in? Junior brother Yang, are you here to see Elder Bu? Zi Xintong looked at Yang Hongwu and asked. Senior sister Zi, are you also here to see Elder Bu? Yang Hongwu asked. Yes, but junior brother Yang, I remember that you and Bu Jitian have a grudge. Bu Jitian is a junior in Elder Bu's clan. Are you not afraid that Elder Bu will harm you? Zi Xintong said with a smile. However, if you're really like this, I will speak up for you. I have a good relationship with Elder Bu. If I speak up for you, she should not make things difficult for you. Then thank you, senior sister Zi. Yang Hongwu said. No need. I still have to thank you for the pill. If it were not for the 9 revolutions spirit congealing pill you refined, my strength would still be at the first step of the primordial spirit realm. If it were not for the 9 revolutions spirit congealing pill refined by Yang Hongwu, Zi Xintong would need a lot of time to break through to the second step of the primordial spirit realm. I should thank senior sister Zi. Senior sister Zi found the divine fire purple gold iron for me. The value of the divine fire purple gold iron is far more precious than a 9 revolutions spirit congealing pill. Yang Hongwu said, if you can hatch the gold-devouring beetle, I can give one to senior sister Zi. Are you serious? Zi Xintong's eyes lit up. Gold-devouring beetles. Gold-devouring beetles were very powerful battle pets. If she could get her hands on one, her combat strength would increase tremendously. Moreover, the value of one gold-devouring beetle was almost equivalent to a 7th-rank pill, or even higher. Yes, Yang Hongwu nodded. Great. Junior brother Yang, don't worry. I will find a way to get the longevity pool water for you. Zi Xintong heard that the longevity pool water was needed to hatch the gold-devouring beetle. The longevity pool water was in the hands of an elder of Tai Academy. Although he was eccentric, it was not impossible to get the water. For the sake of the gold-devouring beetle, she must get the longevity pool water. Then, I'll thank you in advance, senior sister Zi. If he could really get his hands on the longevity pool's water, that would be for the best. It's fine. If I can get a gold-devouring beetle, it will all be worth it. The value of a few drops of longevity pool water and a piece of divine flame purple golden iron is far less than a gold-devouring beetle. Zi Shintong said, "By the way, junior brother, why are you looking for Elderbu this time? Or is Elderbu looking for you?" "I'm looking for Elderbu. It's about Gao Qingqing." Yang Hongwu did not conceal anything and said, "Junior brother, it's a bit troublesome to ask Elderbu about Gao Qingqing. Gao Qingqing has already entered the ancient domain. She is a disciple of the Tianyi Immortal Palace, a higher level of our Tianyi Academy. She has the Siam Lotus sacred body. I'm afraid you won't be able to get what you want because Elderbu will not allow anyone to disturb her. She is now at a critical moment in her cultivation." Zi Shintong said. Yang Hongwu was surprised. Zi Shintong actually knew about this matter. It seemed like Zi Shintong's status in the Tianyi Academy was higher than he had imagined. Gao Qingqing was at a critical moment in her cultivation. This matter was definitely a secret and would not be divulged to anyone. She was a disciple under the protection of the Tianyi Immortal Palace. From this, it could be seen that Zi Shintong's background was not as simple as he had imagined. "It's about Gao Qingqing's father, Gao Zheng," Yang Hongwu said. "Before Gao Zheng died, he asked me to give something to Gao Qingqing." Yang Hongwu did not conceal this matter. There was no need to conceal it. After all, she would find out sooner or later. Gao Zheng, Gao Qingqing's father, is Gao Zheng? Zi Shintong was very surprised. "You mean the law enforcement elder of the Heavenly Dragon sect?" Chapter 246. Twin Lotuses. "Since that's the case, Elderbu won't stop you," Zi Shintong said. At this moment, the door opened and a young girl came out. She was about 12 or 13 years old and looked very delicate and pretty. "Senior Sister Zi, Master invites you in," the young girl said in her clear voice. "Chi-Chi, this is Yang Hongwu. Junior brother Yang. He's a pill king, and he has something to discuss with Elderbu. Can he come with me?" Zi Shintong looked at the young girl and said, "No, Master only allows you to enter." The young girl looked at Yang Hongwu and shook her head. "Go and tell your master that Yang Hongwu is here for an important matter regarding Gao Qingqing." Yang Hongwu looked at her and said, "No, I don't have time. I still have to do my homework." The young girl shook her head. Yang Hongwu smiled bitterly. This little brat was really difficult to deal with. "Chi-Chi, bring them in." A voice came from inside. "Let's go. Master allows you to enter." Chi-Chi looked at Yang Hongwu and was surprised. She didn't expect that her master would really allow him to enter. One had to know that even those powerful elders were not allowed to enter. She didn't expect that this man could actually enter. In Chi-Chi's memory, this was simply unimaginable. Following Chi-Chi, the two of them entered the courtyard. They arrived at a pavilion. In the pavilion, there was a girl wearing a black dress. She was drawing a lotus on a piece of paper. It was different from ordinary lotuses. This lotus was actually black. Seeing this lotus, Yang Hongwu's body trembled. A black lotus. This lotus was exactly the same as Hua Qianxue's lotus manifestation. However, Hua Qianxue's lotus manifestation was white. It was as white as snow and looked very sacred. But this lotus was black. Black lotus. This is the black lotus battle body. Yang Hongwu took a deep breath. What did this have to do with Hua Qianxue and the Hua clan? "Sister." Hua Qianxue's voice rang out in Yang Hongwu's mind. She sounded surprised and anxious. "Younger sister?" Yang Hongwu was stunned. Hua Qianxue's younger sister? How could it be? Hua Qianxue's younger sister couldn't be so young, and her cultivation couldn't be so weak. Moreover, their ages didn't match. "Qianxue, are you mistaken? How could she be your younger sister?" "I won't be mistaken. Only my younger sister has the same lotus as me. The only difference is that I am a white lotus and she's a black lotus. We are twins." Hua Qianxue said, "Later, because my sister was a black lotus, she was expelled from the Hua family. I didn't expect her to appear here." "That's impossible, right?" Yang Hongwu said, "I don't think she's old. She's not even 100 years old. How could she be your twin sister?" Hua Qianxue said seriously, "I can't be wrong. She is definitely my sister, Hua Qianma. She is Bushuoyan now, not Hua Qianma." Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, She's definitely not more than 100 years old. She can't be Hua Qianma. Qinxue, wake up. Yang Hongwu, you dare to come and see me? Aren't you afraid that I will kill you? At this time, Bu Shulian put down the brush in her hand and looked up at Yang Hongwu. Her face was exactly the same as Hua Qianxue's. If not for the fact that Hua Qianxue's soul was in his sea of consciousness, Yang Hongwu would have thought that Hua Qianxue had come back to life. Yang Hongwu shook his head and said, "No, I'm not afraid. You can't kill me." Yang Hongwu was very confident about this. "Is that so? You think I won't dare to kill you because you are an elixir king? If I want to kill someone, no one can stop me." A cold light flashed in Bu Shulian's eyes. She waved her hand and a brush flew out. It was like a sharp arrow, destroying everything and piercing through space. Yang Hongwu stood still. The brush flew past Yang Hongwu's ear. The strong force shaved off a strand of Yang Hongwu's hair. Yang Hongwu shuddered and felt a chill run down his spine. Fuck, just a little bit more, and his head would have been pierced. This woman was truly terrifying. Zi Xintong, who was standing at the side, was also scared out of her wits. Elder Bu had actually made her move. If she really wanted to kill Yang Hongwu, then Zi Xintong would not be able to stop her. The gap between them was too big. Not bad, as expected of someone with a chance to become an elixir king. Bu Shuilian said, "You." Yang Hongwu was unhappy. Even if she was related to Hua Qianxue, he wouldn't serve her. She almost killed him. "What business do you have with me?" Bu Shuilian said, "You should know that I'm from the Bu clan. Bu Jiqian wanted to kill you. You should count yourself lucky that I didn't do anything. I didn't expect you to dare come here. I'm not looking for you. I'm looking for Gao Qingqing." Yang Hongwu said, "Why are you looking for Qingqing?" When Bu Shulian heard about Gao Qingqing, her eyes changed and became very sharp. Gao Qingqing was her favorite student and was like her daughter. She would not allow anyone to hurt her. "It's about Gao Qingqing's father. I have something to give to her. Her father told me to do this before he died." Yang Hongwu said, "Gao Zheng is dead." Bu Shuilian frowned. "How could he be dead? It's impossible to kill him in the ancient desolation continent. Are you lying to me?" Ordinary people didn't know who Gao Zheng was, but almost everyone who had reached the fourth step of the primordial spirit realm knew him. Gao Zheng's cultivation was incredible. He had reached the fourth step of the primordial spirit realm 50 years ago. He was a super genius of the Tianyi Academy, reaching the fourth step of the primordial spirit realm before the age of 30. It was obvious how talented he was. No one knew what kind of body he had, and no one had ever activated it. However, no one was his match. He dominated the entire ancient desolation continent at the age of 30. 30 years ago, Gao Zheng married an ordinary woman. After that woman gave birth to Gao Qingqing, she fell ill and was unable to recover. Because of this, Gao Zheng suffered a huge blow. After sending Gao Qingqing to Tianyi Academy, he disappeared without a trace. 20 years ago, he suddenly appeared in Sky Dragon Sect and became the law enforcement elder of Sky Dragon Sect. Only the upper echelons of the 4 great academies and the sect masters of the 7 major sects knew about this. Gao Zheng was so powerful. How could he die? No one believed it. Bu Shuilian didn't believe Yang Hongwu's claim that he was dead. The news of Gao Zheng's death had spread. Except for those who didn't know about Gao Zheng's situation, everyone believed it to be true. However, how could those who had seen Gao Zheng's power believe that he was killed by a half-step primordial spirit realm cultivator? Chapter 247. Sisters meet. I don't know why you would have such a reaction when you heard the news, but Gao Zheng, at least the Gao Zheng I know, is indeed dead. Whatever he gave me, I must give it to his daughter, Gao Qingqing. This is what I promised him. Yang Hongwu paused and added, "I will personally give it to Gao Qingqing." Bu Shuilian said, "I can't do anything if you want to see Qingqing. Unless you enter Ancient Realm now, you won't be able to see Ancient Realm. Qingqing is already in Ancient Realm's Tianyi immortal abode. We won't send her down just because of your words. Then forget about it. You just have to tell Gao Qingqing about Gao Zheng. I'll give it to her after I make a breakthrough in my cultivation and enter the ancient region." Yang Hongwu said, "Give it to me. I'll find someone to give it to Qingqing." Bu Shuilian thought for a moment and said, Yang Hongwu shook his head. I promised Elder Gao that I would personally hand it over to Gao Qingqing. Since he had promised others, he must do it. This was Yang Hongwu's principle. If he even gave up his own principles, then how great would his achievements be on the road of cultivation? That's not up to you. Bu Shuilian was a bit unhappy that he had actually rejected her. In her anger, she reached out and grabbed at Yang Hongwu with her slender jade-like hand. The powerful aura made Yang Hongwu almost unable to breathe. The power of the primordial soul. Bu Shuilian had actually grasped the power of the primordial soul. This was not something a fourth-step primordial soul realm expert should have. Only those who had truly entered the primordial soul realm, or at least reached the first level of the primordial soul realm, would be able to grasp the power of the primordial soul. Bu Shuilian, on the other hand, had already mastered it. Her strength was about to enter the first level of the primordial spirit realm. In other words, she was already in the primordial spirit realm, but she had used a special technique to suppress the nomological laws, preventing her from ascending to the ancient region. It was also possible that this was only her essence soul avatar. Whether it was her real body or her doppelganger, the strength she displayed was extremely terrifying. The gap between them was too great. There was no way he could resist. You want me to submit? Impossible, absolutely impossible. Yang Hongwu roared. Even if his cultivation was not enough, he was unwilling to give in like this. He swallowed a medicinal pill, which was the 9 Revolutions Spirit Congealing Pill. The majestic medicinal power of the 9 Revolutions Spirit Congealing Pill spread out. Yang Hongwu's divine dwellings were nourished by this majestic spiritual power and improved crazily. 8th level of the divine dwelling. The 9th level of the divine dwelling. After swallowing the 9 Revolutions Spirit Congealing Pill, Yang Hongwu, under the pressure of Bu Shuilian's terrifying aura, broke through 2 levels of the refined Spirit Heart Sutra and reached the 9th level of the divine dwelling. His mental strength had increased tremendously. Although he had yet to condense a primordial spirit, he was not far from it. His potential is not bad. To think that his spiritual power would surge at such a time. Bu Shuilian was astonished that Yi Fuqian could still make a breakthrough under the pressure of her aura. Such talent was too shocking. His mind power was terrifying, and he was extremely talented. Unfortunately, his battle constitution and bloodline were a bit weak. If he had a stronger bloodline, his future achievements might not be worse than Gao Qingqing's. But that's all there is to it. No one can stop me from taking what I want. As she spoke, Bu Shuilian's aura increased again. Yang Hongwu's body turned red, and his blood vessels were about to burst. Elder Bu, please show mercy. At this time, Zi Xintong moved. A guqin appeared in her hand. Her fingers strummed, and mysterious notes turned into sharp swords that attacked Bu Shuilian. Good timing. Let me see how much your strength has improved, Z-girl. Bu Shuilian looked at Zi Xintong's attack with some praise. Her other hand gently waved, and a black lotus condensed to meet the sword chi. The sword chi collided with the lotus. The streaks of sword chi were instantly dispersed and collapsed. That black lotus, however, was completely unscathed. On the other side, Yang Hongwu could not move at all. Bu Shuilian's white and tender hand clasped his collar. Battle Spirit Possession. Yang Hongwu had no choice but to use the Battle Spirit Possession. Hua Qinshua's power instantly poured into Yang Hongwu's body. The majestic power filled Yang Hongwu with fighting strength. Mysterious Dragon 9 transformations. 4th transformation, open. Herculean technique, open for me. Golden Dragon War body, open. Yang Hongwu's strength rose to the peak in an instant. Divine Dragon Demon Suppression Talisman, suppress. A golden talisman rose from Yang Hongwu's palm and turned into a huge talisman. The talisman emitted a strong power, and the huge golden word was eye-catching. Suppress. Suppress everything. Talisman treasure is indeed powerful, but it's not enough. Bu Shuilian shouted. Her hands bent slightly, and then put together, and a black light burst out. The black light exploded and turned into a huge black lotus. Black Lotus Eclipse. Let me take control of your body, Hua Qinshua said. Yang Hongwu nodded. Since Hua Qinshua said so, Yang Hongwu knew that she had a way. He felt relieved and handed over control of his body to Hua Qinshua. After Hua Qinshua took control of Yang Hongwu's body, she used her battle body avatar. A huge white lotus bloomed above Yang Hongwu's head. It was white, noble, and inviolable. Heaven-reaching lotus leaf, Wuqianbai. Green lotus leaves rushed towards Bushuilian one after another, blocking her aura. How is this possible? How can you have the white lotus battle body avatar? Bushuilian was stunned. She felt a familiar aura from Yang Hongwu. This aura was very familiar, as if it came from the depths of her soul. Who are you? Why do you have the white lotus battle body avatar? Why do I feel such a familiar aura? Bushuilian withdrew her aura and asked Yang Hongwu. Yang Hongwu looked at Zi Xintong. This matter was too secretive. It was not suitable for her to know. Zi Xintong saw Yang Hongwu's eyes. Although she was worried about Yang Hongwu's safety, she knew that this was a secret between the two of them. It was not suitable for her to be here. She said, Junior brother Yang, if anything happens, just break the message talisman. I'll ask Master to save you. Don't worry, Zi Xintong. I won't do anything to him. Bushuilian was not angry. She waved her hand and said, Your lover will be fine. Zi Xintong blushed and said, Elder Bu, you're mistaken. I think junior brother Yang is senior sister Qingqing's man. Maybe Uncle Gao has already betrothed senior sister Qingqing to junior brother Yang. Chapter 248. Hua Qianma awakened Zi Xintong quickly left the mansion. Come with me, Bu Shuilian said to Yang Hongwu. Following Bu Shuilian, they entered a room. The furnishings in the room were very simple, but there were many lotus decorations, paintings, jade carvings, potted plants, etc. The imprint of the lotus could be seen almost everywhere. Sit down. Don't worry, I won't do anything to you. However, you have to tell me honestly, how did you get this white lotus battle physique? Bu Shuilian said, This is very important to me. At this time, a white light shot out from Yang Hongwu's body and turned into a human figure. Sister, I finally found you. Hua Qinshua looked at Bu Shuilian and said, You? Who are you? Why does he look exactly like me? Why did you call me little sister? I don't remember having a sister like you. Bu Shuilian saw Hua Qinshua walking out of Yang Hongwu's body. She felt that she was very familiar, but she couldn't remember who she was. Sister, wake up. Hua Qinshua bent her finger slightly and shot out a ray of white light. Bu Shuilian shuddered. His eyes became blurry, but soon they became clear again. His eyes became more and more translucent. Her aura was also fluctuating between strong and weak. After a dozen breaths, she finally stabilized. The aura on her body became even more mysterious, as if she could break through the sky at any time. Elder sister, Bu Shuilian said. That's great. Sister, you've finally woken up. I've been looking for you for so many years. Where have you been? Hua Qinshua asked excitedly. Sister, I'm sorry for making you worry. At this moment, Bu Shuilian had regained her memories. No, she was now Hua Qianma, no longer the Bu Shuilian of the Bu clan. In fact, Bu Shuilian wasn't a member of the Bu clan and didn't have the Bu bloodline. She was only adopted by an elder. Sister, what happened back then? Hua Qinshua looked at her younger sister. She was still brooding over what had happened in the past. She was unable to protect her biological younger sister and was chased out of the family. She had tried every possible means to search for her, but to no avail. Therefore, when Hua Qinshua knew that the ninth heaven mysterious Eam Tower had appeared, she thought that she must get the immortal tower. At that time, she would have the power and status to challenge the whole family. She could become the patriarch of the Hua family and command the whole family. She could also let her sister return to the Hua family. Hua Qianma shook her head and said, Sister, don't ask. By the way, what happened to you? How did you become a spirit body? Battle spirit? How did you become this kid's battle spirit? Hua Qianma looked at Yang Hongwu and her face slightly changed. Her sister had actually become this guy's battle spirit. No wonder this guy could concoct a 7th grade pill. His sister was a genius alchemist back in the day. She was a 7th-grade alchemist. Being able to refine a 7th-grade medicinal pill was not surprising. It's a long story. Hua Qinshue smiled bitterly and said, "When you were sent away, I couldn't find you anywhere. Later, I heard about the 9th heaven mysterious tower and wanted to get it. Unexpectedly, my body was destroyed and my soul was controlled by the 9th heaven mysterious tower. I was muddle-headed in the tower for so many years. Later, I was rescued by Yang Hongwu and became his battle spirit. This kid's strength is just SOSO. It's just that his bloodline talent is too poor." In Hua Qianma's eyes, a 7th-grade talent was just SOSO. It was far from Gao Qingqing. "Sister, don't underestimate this guy. He's not that simple." Hua Qinshue heard that her sister looked down on Yang Hongwu and defended him. "Oh, did I misjudge him? However, he's lucky to be able to get the Divine Dragon Demon Suppression Talisman." Hua Qianma did not think that Yang Hongwu could get the 9th heaven mysterious tower. It was an immortal tool. Although talisman treasures were powerful, there was still a huge gap between them and immortal tools. Hua Qinshue wanted to say something, but Yang Hongwu said, "I'm not that great. Since Elder Bu is Qinshue's sister, then I think you can arrange for me to meet Gao Qingqing, right?" After completing this task, he would go to the morning Soul Mountain Range. Although Elder Bu was Hua Qinshue's sister, Yang Hongwu did not want to reveal too much about himself. You may know a person's face, but not his heart. People change. Who knew what this Elder Bu Shuilian was thinking? Moreover, Hua Qianma was from the same generation as Hua Qinshue. She was a member of the ancient domain's Hua clan. Her talent was outstanding, and she was very strong. Now that she had regained her memories, her strength would increase even faster, and she would become even stronger. However, he did not know her well enough. He did not know her character, and he did not know if she was trustworthy. Therefore, he could not let her know about these things. Now that some of the information had been exposed, Yang Hongwu felt that something was wrong. Therefore, when Hua Qinshue wanted to say more, Yang Hongwu interrupted her. Hua Qinshue also realized that she had said too much. Although Elder Bu was her sister, after so many years, had her sister changed? Moreover, treasures were very tempting. The Dragon God Demon Suppressing Talisman was very precious. If she knew that Yang Hongwu had an immortal tool, she might not care about her reputation and attack him. If that happened, things would not end well. Not only would it put Yang Hongwu in danger, but it would also destroy the relationship between them. This was not what Hua Qinshue wanted to see. "I can't arrange for you to meet Gao Qingqing." Hua Qianma shook her head and said, "Qingqing is now in seclusion in the ancient domain's Tianyi immortal abode to break through to the 4th level of the primordial spirit realm. I can't do anything about it." Yang Hongwu sighed. It seemed that this matter could only be settled after he entered the ancient domain. "If that's the case, I won't disturb you." Yang Hongwu prepared to leave. "You can go, but let my sister stay." Hua Qinshue suddenly said, "I'm afraid that's not possible. It's not up to me to decide." Yang Hongwu spread out his hands and said, "Qinshue is now my battle spirit. She can't be too far away from me. I came here this time to complete the task that Gao Zhang gave me. After that, I will leave the Tianyi Academy to gain experience and complete the tasks set by the Academy. I don't want to be expelled from the Tianyi Academy because I didn't complete the task. That would be too shameful." "Nonsense. You're a 7th-grade alchemist and a Dan King. Those old guys can't wait to curry favor with you. How could they be willing to expel you?" Hua Qinshue said angrily. Even a 3-year-old child would not believe this. What a joke. A 7th-grade alchemist and a Dan King. Which force would be willing to let go of them? Would they be stupid enough to expel them and force them to join their opponents? Chapter 249. Do as you please. Hua Qianma's face darkened. This little rascal actually dared to teach him a lesson. He was a dignified elder, a dignified primordial spirit expert. To be taught a lesson by a junior who was only at the Purple Mansion realm, was truly embarrassing. She said somewhat angrily, "What are you afraid of? Right now, you're sharing life and death with my elder sister. If you die, my elder sister will die as well. With me protecting you, No one in this ancient, desolate continent can touch you. I thank Elderbu for your kind intentions. How can a man live off a woman? I'm not someone who's afraid of death. If I want to stand above the 9 heavens, I'll have to go through many difficulties. I'll have to step over mountains of corpses and seas of bones to reach the peak of the throne, said Yang Hongwu. Yo, you're so arrogant at such a young age. The peak of the 9 heavens? You? Not to mention the 9 heavens. As long as you can stand on the peak of the ancient domain, I'll be at your disposal. At that time, you can let me and my sister serve you together. Hua Qinma said. Hua Qianxue blushed when she heard that. This sister of hers was really blunt. Don't worry, that day won't be long. Yang Hongwu was very confident and replied with a smile. You're really going to kick me just because I said you're fat. Hua Qinma found Yang Hongwu's reply funny and annoying at the same time. This brat, if it wasn't for her sister's help, he wouldn't be able to reach the peak of the ancient domain, the peak of the 9 heavens. He really doesn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. Whether that day will come or not, just wait and see. Yang Hongwu said, I'm not going to argue with you. You can leave if you want. Here's a jade talisman. Take it. If you're in danger, crush the jade talisman, and one of my avatars will come out to help you. However, you must remember that this jade talisman only has one chance. Don't use it unless you have no other choice. Although Hua Qinma wasn't optimistic about Yang Hongwu, she didn't want anything to happen to her sister. Therefore, she sealed her true spirit in the jade talisman. As long as the jade talisman was crushed, her true spirit would come out to help him, and her avatars would arrive in the shortest time possible. Thank you. Yang Hongwu did not hesitate. He recognized this real spirit jade talisman and knew that it was much more powerful than the one Yuji had given him. However, Yuji was only at the true spirit realm at that time. Compared to Hua Qinma, who was a super expert at the primordial spirit realm, the gap between them was like heaven and earth. The power of the two could not be mentioned in the same breath. Out of Bu Shuilian's mansion, Yang Hongwu went straight to his mansion and rested for a night. After adjusting his condition to its peak, Yang Hongwu and Zheng Qiushuang set off. Their target was the Morning Soul Mountain Range. Hill Department, young Master Liang's residence. At this moment, Xiao Mu and young Master Liang were sitting opposite each other. Junior brother, the matter has been settled. Yang Hongwu has accepted the task and is heading to the Morning Soul Mountains with Zheng Qiushuang. This time, they are dead for sure. It's just a pity that Zheng Qiushuang is a beauty. She's not any worse than Zi Xintong and the others. She's the most outstanding beauty among the freshmen, Xiaomu said. Women? Cousin, you're too short-sighted. As long as you have enough power, you can have any woman. Young Master Liang snorted coldly. He really disdained this cousin of his. He was too narrow-minded. As long as he had enough power and resources, which woman wouldn't like him? Haha, of course I can't compare to you, cousin. This time, I took a huge risk and handed the task to Yang Hongwu and Zheng Qiushuang. I didn't explain the dangers involved. Cousin, can you give me the elixir now? Xiaomu looked at young Master Liang and said. Xiaomu told Yang Hongwu about the matter, but Yang Hongwu didn't care. He knew that it was a trap. He knew that the task in the Morning Soul Mountains was extremely dangerous. No, it was even certain that he would die, but he still went. This made him very impressed. However, since Yang Hongwu was going, there was no problem for him to make a fortune with his help. However, Xiaomu still asked for Yang Hongwu's opinion. He was so confident. Xiaomu also felt that there was something special about Yang Hongwu. This thing made Xiaomu feel that he could come back and create a miracle. I can't give you the elixir now. I have to wait until I know that they have really entered the Morning Soul Mountains before I can give it to you. Young Master Liang took a sip of tea and said indifferently, You? Cousin, this isn't good, right? Xiaomu's expression changed. He cursed in his heart. This bastard was simply too shameless. Luckily, he didn't really deceive Yang Hongwu. Otherwise, he would have died very miserably. You also know how much risk I took for this matter. If you don't give it to me now, I'll just go all out. At most, I'll be demoted as the manager of the mission office. I'll tell Yang Hongwu about this matter and expose it to the entire Tianyi Academy. Anyway, Yang Hanwu hasn't entered the Morning Soul Mountains yet. My crime won't be too great. However, you're different. My good cousin, you're the mastermind behind this matter. Don't want to give me the elixir? No way. Xiaomu looked at young Master Liang and narrowed his eyes. You have your tricks, and I have my ladder. Let's see who can win. As expected, when young Master Liang heard Xiaomu's words, his expression changed drastically. He cursed in his heart. This bastard actually used this to threaten him for a single elixir. A murderous intent flashed in young Master Liang's eyes, but it disappeared in a flash. He quickly lowered his attitude and apologized with a smile. Cousin, this is too serious. You and I are cousins. As your cousin, how can I not give you the elixir? As he spoke, young Master Liang took out a porcelain bottle and handed it to Xiaomu. He said, "This is the spiritual wood golden elixir that you need. This was originally prepared for me to break through to the second step of the primordial soul realm. I hope you won't waste it. It's very precious." When he handed it over, his eyes were filled with reluctance. However, he sneered in his heart. You want my elixir? How can my spiritual wood golden elixir be taken so easily? Xiaomu, you bastard! How dare you threaten me? If I don't kill you, how can I be at ease? This matter must not be exposed. Otherwise, I'll be dead for sure. Therefore, in order to not leak the news, my good cousin, you can only die. It's just a pity that this spiritual wood golden elixir is wasted. Xiaomu did not know that young Master Liang was so vicious that he actually poisoned the spiritual wood golden elixir. He really thought that young Master Liang was afraid of him and was worried that he would spread the news. He took the elixir with a big smile and said, "Then I'll thank you for your generosity, cousin. You took care of me because you know that I'm a poor man. If such a good thing happens again in the future, don't forget about me." As Xiaomu spoke, he even patted young Master Liang's shoulder. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.